affiliation? Let's ride.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of High School Football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall, Greg Kinn joining you live from the press box here in Sycamore, Ohio at Warriors Field. And we've got the A-team on the call tonight as Connor Roush joins us on camera, as well as Austin Rodriguez on the sideline camera. And we've got Eric Hall down there on the sidelines tonight. Once again, thanks for tuning in today. Broadcast presented by XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Buckeye IT, and today, Relax and Revive Salon. All those are presenting sponsors today here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'll go through the sponsor list here in just a moment, but Tommy, let's talk about, boy, it is already football season. And that music just sets the tone, doesn't it?
Absolutely, as we are live from Warrior Field here in Sycamore, Ohio, where football can be checked as a religious affiliation when you go to vote, but here we are already, another year on the call, and we're starting off with a rubber match right here at Sycamore, Ohio, as Calvert takes on backyard rivals, the Mohawk Warriors. And they, again, we're talking about like ashes of the MAL type stuff. Heated rival, a rivalry that goes back, that's older than cats and dogs, and we have it for you live and paywall free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And I couldn't be more excited to be back on the call with you, partner.
Absolutely. Well, once again, we are live here in Sycamore, Ohio at Warrior Field, and tonight's matchup features the Tiffin Calvert Senecas and the Mohawk Warriors. And these two teams, like you said, Tommy, they're no strangers to each other. There was a lot of pleasantries exchanged, not necessarily to each other, but on each sides of the field that each side could hear about the other side. Let's just say that. It was nice to hear the rivalry down there on the field from up here in the press box. You get a little bit different perspective. And I tell you, Tommy, it just makes me so excited. We're about 4 minutes away from the kickoff of tonight's game. But before we get to that, let's thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here tonight because, folks, without these sponsors, we would not be here. Thanks to Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Buckeye IT Services, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Relax and Revive Salon, Hope in Fostoria, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lee's Floor Covering, Little HUGO'S, 5-Star Maintenance, DAH Wraps, CLOUSE Electric, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, WEBSTER Industries, and Burns Electric, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. We have some title sponsors. We'll go over those here in just a little bit, but you're listening to the pregame show right now brought to you by XCARET Mexican Restaurant, one of our proud presenting sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We got about 3 minutes, Tommy. Let's break this one down. What are we thinking here tonight? This is going to be one of those matchups that, last year, Tiffin Calvert took it. The year before that, a Mohawk took it here in Sycamore. So you would think the home team, Mohawk, should be favored here tonight, right? I don't know if that's the case tonight.
Well, this time it'll be the Thursday Night Lights once again for the third straight consecutive season. And like you said, rubber match, baby, to set the things tone off for the 2023 campaign as both these teams split a win. Again, Calvert at home last season, Mohawk, and this really sets the tempo. As last season, when Calvert was able to upend Mohawk at home, Calvert was the one that made the playoffs, and Mohawk's season teetered on that loss to Calvert and kept them at home after week 10. The year prior to that, the exact same thing happened. So you got a returning playoff football team who, in the Calvert Senecas, were actually down at the half, came back in that second half, hit Mohawk in the mouth, and Coach Eric Daniel and the Mohawk Warriors haven't forgot about that, Nate, 365 days later.
That's absolutely right, and I think the tone I think they were trying to set down on the field is let's not forget about what happened. And, boy, I'll tell you, they're ready to go. They are fired up. And I think, there's a lot of returning players from that team last year. And there was a team that struggled to find their identity early on, Tommy, but towards the end of the year, they started to catch a little bit of fire. They started to figure out who they were, and I think they're going to carry some of that momentum into this season with a young signal caller and junior Ben Bogner. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table here tonight. So Mohawk looking at a little bit of vengeance on their mind from last year. You know, they didn't quite know who they were in that matchup against Calvert coming into that game. But I tell you, I think they know who they are now, as Eric Daniel, the coach here at Mohawk, has them tuned and ready for this matchup against a crosstown rival in Tiffin Calvert. But you talk about Tiffin Calvert, these two teams, no strangers to each other, as we talked about, but Tiffin Calvert last year, they set the tone in the trenches, Tommy. And this game was won by the physicality up front by the Senecas. And I think that's going to be something that's going to be a key for this team all season long, because they got a lot of beef.
Oh, absolutely. And again, that beef's going to be covering a lot of field, just like our Keys to the Game presenters, Lee's Floor Covering provides quality floor covering for all your needs there. But these Keys to the Game, that's imperative to what you just talked about.
That's
winning it
right.
In the trenches. You got a Calvert line that graduated 2 very experienced starters in that offensive line, a loss to graduation, and you got a lot of youth that was on that line last year. So it's kind of going to be a filling out process to start, because you got Connor Meyer down at the flank in the left tackle spot, and you got some of these other big guys with the Moyers playing that tackle. A lot of girth on this Calvert offensive line, which is uncharacteristic of teams past. Usually they use a lot of speed and a lot of counters and traps. It'd be interesting to see this offensive line be able to give quarterback Harrison Schultz, the magic man, some time in the pocket this year, as Calvert was still able to average 29 points per game last season.
And that's going to be key for this team, keeping Harry Schultz clean, keep that jersey clean.
27.9 points per game.
27.9. That's still quite a bit of points. That's 28 points a game for this team. Now, they've got a lot of firepower, and I think one of those weapons that they're going to look to early and often here tonight and throughout the season, Billy CLOUSE. Tommy, I look for him to have a big year this year for the Senecas.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That wide receiver core is going to be interesting to keep an eye out on for this team. But don't forget that dual threat in the back with Cal Warnerment.
Now, here's the opening kick. We are underway here as this one goes through the goal line and into the end zone for a touchback. Back deep to receive for Tiffin Calvert was Jacob Rumback and Billy CLOUSE. So Tiffin Calvert will have the ball to start this one out, and we'll get a look at that Calvert offense led by senior Harry Schultz. Tommy, it seems like it's been, an eternity since we've seen it. An eternity now that we've seen a Schultz in the backfield as a signal caller for Tiffin Calvert, because it was the torch was passed from young Jack Schultz to this Harrison Schultz, who we've seen a Schultz playing quarterback for this team for 6 years now, Tommy?
Yeah, and in that time when Schultz was able to back up the junkyard dog.
That's right.
He got to sit under that learning tree, and we'll see during the senior campaign what they put together as Rombach and on the handoff.
I think that was Cal Warnerment. That is Warnerment who will get he'll get most of the carries at running back this year. I think Rumback, you're going to see him in more of a utility role. They're going to use him at wide receiver. They'll use him at running back. He might even play a little tight end. Who knows? They're going to switch it up with him, and he's one of those guys that I think they want to try to utilize his height, Tommy. It creates an advantage for them. They want to try to take advantage of those mismatches at the line of scrimmage. And Jacob Rumback, he's a tall drink of water. That's a mismatch for just about any defense. Shotgun set, 2 backs in the backfield, 3 receivers. Handoff off the right side. Rumback on the carry. He's got the first down up to the 31-yard line. And that'll move the chains for Tiffin Calvert. And that is a first down brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments.
I love these backyard rivalries because you always start off with the jab. You know what I mean? You get it. You jab that defense. As we move the chains there for another first down for the Senecas, and that's what it's going to come down to, getting that field advantage, being able to finish drives and sustain drives, as the magic man, Harrison Schultz, like we talked about in his senior campaign, looking to put together a tremendous season here in week 1.
Shotgun set, 2 backs in the backfield, handoff to Warnerment. Little trap play here as Warnerment carries it forward for about a 4-yard gain.
With the
they had the left guard pulling off to the right side there. And the right guard kind of scraped over to pick up that defensive tackle. A little bit of a trap there. Nice play by Tiffin Calvert. Picks up almost 5. Look at him, 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Seen Caleb Bish.
I think Austin's just a little bit too far outside our range right now, so hopefully she can get a little closer with the camera. I forgot we got a trainer. She's got to stay inside the 30s with that. Schultz back to pass, down deep. He's going for Klaus down the field. And Billy Klaus goes up and takes it down.
Did you see Billy Klaus between 2 defenders jump up and grab that? Greg, you able to pull up something?
Let's see if it works or not.
Let's see if we get the
tried it yet.
Heart of Ohio Sports replay working as the wizard, Greg Kinn. He'll show you right here as Harrison Schultz drops back all the time in the world, blitzing back, picked up, but right there, between 2 defenders, Billy Klaus already constructed himself a nice wide receiver campaign to start off the 2023 season.
And that'll be another UIS Insurance and Investments first down. 1st and 10, Tiffin Calvert at the 35-yard line. Handoff, Ornament up the middle, off the right side. He's got some running room, and he's inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. Cal Ornament finding some running room, and that big offensive line creating some lanes for this Tiffin Calvert running game.
Yeah, and that's the dual threat that Calvert imposes on you. You have 3 down linemen for the Mohawk Warriors kind of in that nickel looking to defend the pass, but then, they change it up on you, give it to big Cal Ornament as he continues to get the Senecas in striking distance now.
2 backs in the backfield. 2 receivers off to the left side, 1 on the right side of the formation. That's Billy Klaus. Handoff. Jacob Runback up the middle. And he's got it off right guard up to about the 19, maybe the 18-yard line.
And Bish, who was a little shaken up earlier, but, here in week 1, get out of those long 2-a-days, get ready, get through those scrimmages. Now this is game speed, pal. And, you gotta learn how to hit and learn how to get hit. And arm tackles aren't going to do it. So that was a nice job by Bish, making sure that running back wasn't going to go anywhere on that.
It's a clear size advantage here for this Tiffin Calvert offensive line as Warriors come out in a 3-man front, run back left side.
Nice read by the defense.
Stretches this one all the way out to the outside. This is going to be a big loss for Tiffin Calvert back to the 25-yard line. As nice job by the defense to string that one out wide. And, good job in pursuit. And now it's going to be 3rd and long. 3rd down and 11 coming up here for Tiffin Calvert.
That's what the Warriors do to you. Again, it doesn't matter where you're at on the field between the goal lines. If you're not in the end zone, Mohawk Warriors still going to try to defend you off. And that's exactly what they did there. Nice read to bring up a 3rd and 9 situation to move the Senecas back a little bit.
Keep going down.
Blitz out the end.
Pass intended for Klaus is incomplete.
And an incomplete pass intended for Billy Klaus.
A quick pitch and catch there, Nate. Just dropped right out of his hands.
It's a slick conditions down there. As, like I said, it was raining a little bit earlier, but it's cleared up quite a bit.
Or after the way this Mohawk Warrior defense forming, might have heard the footsteps.
Yeah. And they're going to go for it. 4th down and 10 here. No man's land for Tiffin Calvert.
Well, I like week 1 football.
4 receiver set. Schultz back to pass. Pump fakes. Rolls to his left. He's going to step up, and he's going to be taken down. No, he's going to break a tackle, and he stretches forward.
The ball comes up.
Have the first down. Let's see where they spot it. I don't think he's going to be just short. He was close as he reached at the very end to try to get it, but I think his knee was down before the reach. So great job by that Mohawk defense coming up with that stop.
and Schultz, again, just squirming and slipping through. That's kind of that's kind of how he got that Magic Man nickname, those Houdini-like moves where he's just slipping through a keyhole. And not enough, though, as the Senecas turn it over on the opening drive after a gutsy 4th down call. And that's big, Nate. Right here on the opening drive, the Warriors got the ball. Bogner at QB.
Empty backfield set. Ben Bogner is going to keep it himself off the left side. He takes off and runs with it, and he's got it up near the 25-yard line down to about the 24.
Bogner
Sign
with the
keeper to the outside, able to
Tackled
just
by
tuck that
Griffin.
in, Nate.
Second down.
This Bogner's always been an athlete, as you can attest to, being the coach for him at the youth league age.
He is a tough kid. I'm telling you that much right now, especially the offense we ran with him. He ran quite a bit.
Made you look like you knew what you're doing.
Slings it out right side and completes it to his receiver, who's got the first down up to the 30-yard line. Nice little pitch and catch out there to Kane Heyman. Another Heyman, Tommy.
Result of that play is 1st and 10 Warriors.
Well, you hate to have the build of experience be at the expense of a season, but that was exactly the story for the Mohawk Warriors one season ago. Now you bring that team back a little bit older, a little bit wiser. You know the positions you want these guys to fill and these roles you want them to play as Bish.
Pass complete to Bish. Rambach with the tackle. That's another Warrior 1st and 10.
And that's another first down brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Mohawk picking up some chunk yardage here on these last few plays, Tommy. They've got it from the 20-yard line all the way down to the 40 here on these first couple of plays. And now Bogner once again operating out of an empty backfield. Two receivers off to the right side of the formation, wing back on the right. And they're going to hand it to the wing back. Pitch, and he's going to be cut down and brought down right at the 42-yard line. And I tell you, Calvert was ready for that one.
Oh, yeah, Calvert
They
had
knew
about,
that one was coming.
They had about 8 in the box loaded and a blitzing backer. Look at CLOUSE. Put on a little size this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. He was definitely put some time in the weight room.
6'2", 195 pounds.
Is that a weight from last year? No. He looks a little thicker than that this year. Bogner rolls out to his right, 2nd and 9, slings it. He's got it out to his man, complete to Bish, and Bish has it up inside Calvert territory down to the 46-yard line. Another UIS Insurance and Investments first down.
For a 1st and 10.
Of course, today is one of few games going on in the state of Ohio today, as Galleon versus Winford taking place. That's another game that I know of. Other than that, I think there's a couple of Division III teams playing. Padua Francisco, no, Division 7 teams. It's Pandora Gilboa and somebody else. I can't remember. Bogner, direct snap. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage.
Carter Wolf.
Right there to make the play.
Wolf with the tackle.
And big Connor Moyer.
Carter Wolf's just a junior?
Yes, sir. There's a lot of youth on this Calvert team. They do have a handful of seniors at key positions as well.
Warriors keeping this drive alive. Bogner in the gun trying to get the defensive jump.
And I think you're going to get either an offsides or a false start. I think it'd be an offsides because they let the play continue. There was no whistles, so I think possibly. No, they're going to say false start. They never blew the play dead. They let it go.
Illegal procedure against the Warriors.
So an illegal procedure must have been a formation penalty. So that'll back them up inside their own territory back to the 49. 2nd down and 16 coming up. We'll check our weather report here in just a little bit, brought to you by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc.
I tell you, these plays right around your own 50, right at your logo.
Bogner,
those are the moments.
The middle, he's got a man deep. Oh, he just overshoots his man at the 10-yard line as he was going for Kane Heyman. Heyman had a step on his man, but I'll tell you, Bogner just a little bit too much on that one.
Schumacher with the coverage.
John Schumacher on coverage.
I mean, that's one of those 9 out of 10
Yeah.
passes that would be complete. He just
Third down.
And I'll tell you, Heyman made a good attempt at it. Nearly got it with one hand there on the dive. 3rd and long coming up here. Big play for this Calvert defense. Can they come up with a stop? Bogner in the shotgun. One man in the backfield with him. Back to pass. Rolls to his left.
Calvert's got to read on the play.
And he's going to take off and run with it. He's going to be driven out of bounds. And short gain on the play, maybe a couple yards. But it'll be 4th down coming up here for the Warriors. Decision time for Coach Eric Daniel.
And that cleanup on the sideline, that's a penalty on Sundays.
Yeah, if that's Pat Mahomes, that would have been a penalty. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Let's see. Let's see what they end up doing here. Shotgun set, Bogner. I think this might be a pooch punt. Most likely. Yep, there it is. He was our punter too, Greg, remember? Oh, man, that one almost died at the 1, but just goes into the end zone. Oh, if he could have got some coverage down there. Wait a second, there's a flag on the play. Sideline warning.
I felt that wind
Tiffin
come.
Calvert.
I felt that wind come in right at that moment too.
Once again, let's check that weather report brought to you by Phillips Electric. Let me see here. Try to get Eric on the call here in just a minute. But for now, let's check our weather report brought to you by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc. Currently in Sycamore, it is 69 degrees.
Nice.
And it's saying we got a little bit of rain coming, but we'll see. Hopefully that's not the case. But either way, we're prepared for it. We got tarps, we got pop-up tents, we got all that stuff. Let me see if I can get Eric on the call here.
Open up this drive. The Senecas hand it off to Rombach and nothing doing.
Magdalena's in on the stop.
Bring up a 2nd and 10. With 3:40 remaining in the opening stanza of action here from Warrior Field and Sycamore. So I think we're going to try to get Eric in on the line for the weather report as the Senecas march up to the line.
Tiffin Calvert, 2nd down and 10 here at the 20-yard line. Schultz in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left. Back to pass. Schultz steps up into the pocket, going long, looking for Rumback, and he overthrows him. Nearly intercepted there as Caleb Bish down there in coverage was step for step with Jacob Rumback.
I tell you what, there'd be about 7 points on the board for each team had this been a Week 8 game, as these quarterbacks and their receiver corps continue to try to get a feel for each other at game speed, like we keep talking about, these Week 1 moments. Sometimes those prove to be the difference here at the end when these two teams are so tightly contested. But after the incomplete, it will bring up a 3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10 for the Senecas.
This is a nice defensive drive effort by the Warriors. Try to get a quick 3 and out after that. Seneca's offense rolled on you the first drive, but you stood tall, tested your mettle. Now come out and enforce your will as they're going to bring the heat on Schultz.
And he gets it away, but it's incomplete. Takes a shot at the end of the play.
Brings up 4th down.
But a 4th down coming up for Tiffin Calvert. 3 and out for this Seneca's offense here after the Warriors defense was tested on the first drive. This time they stand tall and say, shutting it down.
Tempo, momentum. I mean, every old trope that you want to throw out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all on display in this one. It's Week 1, baby, here in Ohio. Thursday Night Lights here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Jacob Rumback gets a punt away, and this one's going to hit down at the 45, and it rolls out of bounds. Boy, I'll tell you, Heyman wanted to take that. He wanted to pick it up so bad, man. He was following that thing all the way out of bounds. That kid's a special athlete. If he would have got his hands on that one, who knows what could have happened. Let's take a second and thank our sponsors here, especially our title sponsors and our presenting sponsors, because without them, folks, we wouldn't be here. That's all there is to it. I want to thank our pregame show sponsor, XCARET Mexican Restaurant. Stick around for the halftime show, brought to you by Buckeye IT, and the postgame show, brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Also, tonight's announcer cam, brought to you by Relax and Revive Salon. We'll go ahead and run through all of our sponsors here. Thanks to Hope and Fostoria. First National Bank of Sycamore, handoff off the right side, and little to no gain there for Braylon Mulholland. But thanks to First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lee's Floor Covering, Little Hugo's, 5-Star Maintenance, DAH Wraps, CLOUSE Electric, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Webster Industries, and Burns Electric. All proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, timeouts tonight brought to you by Hope and Fostoria. And we take a look around the area at the scoreboard. It'll be brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. Ben Bogner back deep to pass. Steps up, delivers over the middle, and what a play there by Billy Klaus. Bish had it in his hands, but Klaus just goes over the top and gave the Mutombo.
The 6'2 frame of Klaus able to stretch over Bish, break that one up to bring up a huge third and distance now, Greg.
Third down and 9 for the Warriors.
I mean, and it's just been a slugfest down there in the trenches. Both quarterbacks having time to throw, but also getting cleaned up. I mean, this game has everything in it.
Bogner back to pass, rolls to his right, pressured, gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. But I tell you, he was lucky to get rid of it.
Bogner pass is incomplete.
And it's going to be a fourth down coming up here for the Warriors, and they'll send the punt unit onto the field. We'll send it down to Eric Hall after this play here. We'll get the weather report brought to you by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc. Maybe Eric can tell Austin that she's got to get a little bit closer to the press box because we can't really, the camera is not really coming in that well. Yeah, the range isn't that far, so she's got to get just a little bit closer.
John Schumacher got a tiny piece of it. As that one would have went for more.
Jamison Godfrey on the return.
Returned by Godfrey.
He got it up to about the 43-yard line. Well, you're going to see some different stuff from Jamison Godfrey this year. They're going to use him pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. He's definitely a Swiss Army knife for this Calvert squad.
Yeah.
As this is just game one of our huge weekend of action here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Is tomorrow night we'll be on the road calling a week one matchup between Tiffin Columbian and Fremont Ross, live there from Don Paul Stadium in Fremont, Ohio, live and paywall free. Bogner in the gun gets the defensive line to jump once again as, what was that, 31 that jumped?
Against the Warriors. 5-yard
All right.
penalty.
That's a little bit better.
Trying to talk to him?
All right, Eric, I'm going to send it down to you for the weather report brought to you by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc. How's it going, Eric?
Going good, guys. Football's back, man. I'm loving it down here. So for the weather report, we got 67 degrees. We got a slight wind coming out of the west, but it's perfect football weather right now. This rain cleared up, and it looks like it's going to stay away. It's going to be awesome, man. Let's go.
All right, it is definitely football time and football weather as that first down carry, good for about a yard. I think that was Cal Warnerman on the carry, I believe.
Eric Hall from the Treehouse Farm.
Calling on his tin can.
Yeah.
The string tag. You knew it was coming.
Calling from the moon.
Yeah. One small step for man.
You guys are so mean. Second down and 3. He's on Amazon right now ordering something different. Schultz slings it out. He's got it complete.
Nice.
Schumacher on the reception up to the 35-yard line.
To Shoemaker. Bish with the tackle. Calvert with a 1st and 10.
And John
A little bit of a
Schumacher.
dangerous throw. I almost kind of look like Schultz kind of threw that one across his body, and that normally doesn't end well. But in that instance, man, that toss across the field moves the chains for the Senecas with just under a minute here in this first quarter of action.
Schultz. Handoff. Warnament. He's got running room. Oh, he skips over a guy on the ground. And he gets it up to about the 20-yard line.
That look where Schultz has Rombach and Ornament on his hip, and they do that counter, they do that trap. Man, that once they get that going, once the Senecas get that train rolling, it's going to be hard to stop. It's going to be hard to derail these Senecas, as we're still scoreless as the clock continues to roll here in the first quarter of action. Schultz hands off to Ornament. Ornament
Breaks a tackle. Buries his head forward to about the 9-yard line.
With the carry.
And I'll tell you, Tommy, Cal Ornament is running with some purpose here tonight.
with his hair on fire.
The end of the first quarter.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter.
6
No
foot
score
junior.
here at Warrior Field. We'll step aside, take a timeout. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
We're watching high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin.
Experience the ultimate luxury treatment at Relax and Revive Salon and Spa. At Tiffin's largest salon and spa, we offer a full array of services to help you look and feel your best. From hair and nails to massages and skincare, we also accommodate groups and are the perfect place for bridal parties, girl days, and even date night. Everyone needs a little R&R. Enjoy some self-care at Relax and Revive Salon and Spa.
All right, and we're back here at Warriors Field here in Sycamore, Ohio. Tiffin Calvert has the ball at the 9-yard line. 1st and goal. No score here between the Senecas and the Warriors. And Tommy, it was a defensive slugfest there in the first half. Tiffin Calvert has had the ball here inside the red zone once before, but they came away empty after turning the ball over on downs. I think they're going to look to pound the ball here inside the 10-yard line and try to assert their will in the trenches here. And that would be my prediction here.
Enigmatic first quarter by both squads, not really reviewing their hands or really showing exactly where the scales tip. But maybe here in this second quarter, as we get ready to close out the first half, scoreless, the Warriors and Senecas might answer that question as, oh man, stopped right in the
Ornament met right away by Derek Dickman.
And I had something for that.
Nope.
But what a tremendous stop to start the second quarter of action. Huge loss, brings up 2nd and 13 now.
2nd and goal at the 13-yard line. Shotgun formation. 2 backs in the backfield. 2 receivers set. A tight end on the right side of the formation. Handoff.
Warriors
left
blitz.
side. Warnament once again. Nice block from Rumback, and Warnament gets it down to the 1-yard line. Boy, Jacob Rumback had an absolute decleater of a block on that one.
Yeah, I tell you this much. When you get him in open space like that, it's a double-edged sword bringing the house on a blitz with that.
3rd down and goal.
Because the idea is that you're blitzing linebackers are going to be able to penetrate and get through and stop that play behind the line. But once you find the edge, you could be gone. Warnament brings it down to the 1 yard line. Now the Senecas are knocking, trying to put the first score on the board and draw first blood.
Handoff up the middle, run back into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiffin Calvert. Was that run back?
Touchdown, Calvert.
Looked like him. Either way, touchdown, Tiffin Calvert. I think it was Cal Warnament on the touchdown run. So Cal Warnament punches it in from 1 yard out for the first score of the season for either one of these teams. And it comes at the 11:08 mark here in the second quarter. 6-0 Tiffin Calvert. On to attempt the extra point. Cameron Lucius. Snap is back. The ball is down. Kick is up. And the extra point is right down the middle. So Tiffin Calvert got themselves a kicker maybe this year. And he punches that one right through. And it's 7-0.
And that's a luxury at this level.
Absolutely.
How many games at this division and this level have we seen decided by those missed extra points or failed 2-point attempts because of the absence of a kicker?
Well,
so that's going to be something to keep an eye on as this one rolls on.
They've had that issue, I think, since Quinn Ronski graduated, Tommy. They really haven't had that consistent person they can say is the kicker every year. This might be the kid. He's only a freshman, so young Cameron Lucius stepping into the role and knocks through the extra point. It is 7-0 Tiffin Calvert. 11:08 left here in the second quarter.
Be that Harley Davidson bike. Her favorite hobby is painting. She had one wish, it would be for world peace.
Player of the game today brought to you by Little Hugo's. You get a $10 gift certificate to go get something from Little Hugo's of their choice. You can get a lot with
I was about to say.
at Little Hugo's. I mean, you can get a shredded chicken sandwich and a lemon slushy.
You can get a big Hugo for that
For the
price.
Warriors, Heyman and Bish.
Kane Heyman
Teeing it up for
and
the
Caden
Senecas.
Bish. Caleb Bish back deep to return for Mohawk. Jacob Rumback on the kickoff.
Squib kick.
Nice
Off of the
bounce.
Warriors, and the Senecas might have it. I think they dove on it. Possible.
You want to take another look here?
Let's take a look.
As we wait for the official call here,
Caught
look
him
at
off
this.
guard, and Rumback comes up with the ball. The kicker ends up coming up with the ball.
The kickoff.
There's the kick.
Ramba. Calvert ball, first and 10.
Oh. Wow. So close. And now Tiffin Calvert takes over after the turnover at the Mohawk 35-yard line with a 7-0 lead in 11 minutes and 3 seconds on the second quarter clock.
We had a scoreless first quarter of action, and then Calvert able to come out in the opening stanza, finish off that drive that they left in the first quarter.
Fakes the handoff. Schultz on the carry. Cuts it upfield. Breaks a tackle, and he's got it down to the 24-yard line, and that'll be a fresh set of downs. The UIS Insurance and Investments first down.
Calvert, first and 10.
That's too good. I love that. I'm sorry. You're gonna see a lot of that this year, folks. We got some tasty stuff for you.
Just getting started with this stuff.
We went down and got some green screen footage of the kids during pictures for both Tiffin Calvert and Tiffin Columbian. So we got some tricks in our bag this year. You guys are gonna enjoy this season. Shotgun formation, two backs in the backfield. Schultz back to pass, and a false start's gonna be called.
Rolling start by the Senecas. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Is that like a rolling stop?
Well, Bob Dylan said Papa was like a rolling
Like a rolling stop?
rolling start. But not here at Warrior Field, if that's going to be a penalty. Move the Senecas back.
So first and 15 for Tiffin Calvert here. Ball at the 29-yard line. Shotgun set, one man in the backfield. 3 receivers off to the right. Billy Clouse by himself on the left side. Schultz loads up, down the field. He's going deep, and Caleb Bish goes up and picks it off.
Huge swing of momentum back in the favor of the Warriors after giving up that touchdown and then that ensuing onside, that squib kick that went in favor of the Senecas. And now a huge turnover by Bish for the Warriors gives new life to the Warriors in this ensuing drive.
So turnover by the Warriors on the kickoff. They get it right back and find themselves pinned deep in their own territory now at the 5-yard line. Actually, the 4-yard line is where they'll mark the ball, but that doesn't matter, Tommy. They got the ball back. 10 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the second quarter. Plenty of time to put some points on the board and possibly even this thing up here.
Absolutely. Like Spider-Man and turnovers, everybody gets one.
That's right. Well, we'll see. Maybe there's more.
Well, let's not forget that the field's wet out there.
It is. Bogner going to keep it himself off the right side. He got some blocks, and a nice job by that Warriors offensive line, and also Braden Chester in open field coming out and picking up Jacob Rumback on that block.
Oh, no, not the classic get hit out of bounds and then walk him down after.
That's right. That's right.
Still on your feet as Bogner trying to make something happen here with the gift by Bish's interception that gave the Warriors new life here. And now the Warriors face a 2nd and 4.
Shotgun formation. Bogner, one man in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, steps up. He's hit as he throws. He's got a man. That's Heyman all the way down at the 40-yard line. Boy, Ben Bogner stood tall in that pocket and delivered that ball down the field. He knew he was going to take a shot, but he stood tall and picked that one up. That's another UIS Insurance and Investments first down.
And that's got to be Kane for the first down as he just beats all the defenders deep after the Seneca showed blitz. They abandoned that, went into coverage, and you just seen it there, folks. Kane Heyman over everybody. Huge play for the Warriors.
Ball at the 45. Bogner steps up into the pocket. Drives forward, breaks multiple tackles, and picks up 3 yards down to the 48-yard
And how
line.
many of those guys did you see punching at that ball there when he was fighting for extra yards? Calvert wants that ball back.
Good Lord.
I mean, a guy like Bogner, he's definitely the difference maker. That's what I call those second chance yards. That's what a guy like Ben Bogner does for you. He gives you that second chance. He gives you that second wind in your sails. And like we said before, with the way that this guy comes out there and plays with that grit and determination, the Warriors starting to build a little drive here.
Bogner rolls to the left, slings it out left, has it complete up to his man. And
Wow.
they have another UIS Insurance and Investments first down up to the 44-yard line.
Bogner pass complete to Golding.
Nice.
That's a first
Nick
down
Goling
for
on the
Mohawk.
reception, senior wide receiver.
Nice pass in motion to Goling. I mean, it really was. Oh, that play was so beautifully executed. Greg, is it too late for another look on that one?
Yep, I didn't get that one. I had to get it back.
That's all right.
There's been a lot of good plays.
Bogner, again, he's a
kinda
playmaker.
relaxed on
So
the replay button for a second.
Ball inside Seneca's territory. 1st and 10. Bogner
Keeps it
fakes the
again.
handoff.
Oh,
What
oh,
a stiff arm off the right side. What a play by Ben Bogner.
Bogner with the carry.
See if we can see that.
Defender gives Bogner a manicure with his teeth as that stiff arm goes right through the face
have
mask.
a hold, though, right there. Yeah, there was a block in the back on the Warriors. Right there in that situation.
He said that about all football teams.
I think everybody's holding on every play.
Holding against the Warriors. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
And that'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul back to the 49-yard line. That's a backbreaker right there because they had picked up some good yards on that one.
Replay first down after a huge gain. Got the Senecas deep inside Calvert territory, called back. Back to the drawing board for the Warriors.
Back to pass. Bogner, pump fake. Now slings it out left. Little screen set up. Woo! And nice open field block. They cut it back. And
Frisch
down to the 15-yard line is Braxton Frisch.
Uh-oh, we got more laundry.
An eagle-to-eagle completion there. Let's see. Hang on. We got some dirty laundry on the field. I think it's going to be a sideline warning. Hang on. Wait. We'll see.
Well, if that's on Calvert, that'd be the second.
That would be their second. It'd be still a penalty.
That was against Calvert, so they're going to add on?
Yeah, I think that's what he said. So regardless, that will be a first
Unsportsmanlike.
What was the unsportsmanlike on?
He pointed to
here's a
Calvert,
chance.
walking off against Mohawk.
I'm going to get some clarification here, it looks like, from the officials. Apparently not. He's
It's first down.
Well, either way, it's a first down, but I think there must have been some extracurriculars afterwards or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. Because they got it all the way down to the 15, but they took off 15 yards, so it's at the 30. So it must have been something was said after or during. I don't know. I'm not sure. Bogner on the carry, up the middle, and up to about the 26-yard line. Number 20, huh? Braxton Frisch, a sophomore, already getting some playing time. I'll tell you, Tommy, I'm just being honest. I gotta gush a little bit about that one right there. Braxton Frisch, probably one of my favorite players I ever coached. He was always the first one at practice, always the last one at practice, always helped me set up equipment. He would be, we did a thing at the beginning of practice where we ran to the tree and back. He was the first leader I ever had that when he was one of the first kids back every single time, but as soon as he would get back, he would go find the last kid and run back with him. I mean, you talk about a leader. I never had a leader like him that I coached the whole time in youth football. So I'm excited to see some of these kids develop on the field. That's one of them right there. He's going to be a heck of a ball player. First down for Mohawk, down to the 19-yard line.
I was always one of the youth football players that were the last to leave practice, but that was just because my parents never picked me up.
Oh, poor Tommy.
You play football?
You're still playing? First and 10. Bogner following his blocks up the middle. Breaks a tackle, and he stretches into the end zone for the touchdown. Ben Bogner bowling over defenders for an 18-yard touchdown run. And a touchdown for Mohawk. And whew, I'll tell you what, Ben Bogner, that was a statement drive right there for that junior quarterback. All the way from the 5-yard line, Tommy.
I mean, that's what Bogner does for you. You see him finally cap off that drive after some other distractions on the field, took away from the drive that Bogner was putting together there. But undeniable on his way to the end zone on that one, as the kick is going to go up, and it is no good. No good. Uh-oh.
Just like we talked about.
That's
right there,
key.
Uh-oh.
Those are so huge. Extra points. And it's still a 1-point ball game here. So Tiffin Calvert clinging on to an advantage here. Now, they got that turnover off after the kickoff, but then turned it over on an interception and allowed this Warriors offense to drive 95 yards down the field on them on that last possession. So, Tommy, I got to think, they got to come out here and have a little bit of a statement drive here, Tommy, because that one might have taken the wind out of their sails a little bit.
Thank you, Mohawk.
I tell you this much again, when Calvert's riding that wave of momentum, and then like you just said, when they in the ensuing kickoff able to get it back off the tip drill.
In the Mohawk community, we are so fortunate to have
the turnover by the Senecas resulted in points for the Warriors, and that sometimes can definitely spell disaster, and the difference, regardless, is like you just kind of harked on. I mean, the Warriors were backed up.
Yeah.
And
backs against the wall.
Yeah, and a huge
down
drive
7-0
after a huge interception. Capped off with a touchdown. Now bring the Warriors closer, but the Senecas still lead here, Nate. 7-6 here on Heart of Ohio Sports, and we want to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Kicking for the Warriors, number 7, Braden Chester.
Our announcer camp tonight brought to you by Relax and Revive Salon and Spa. Excited to bring them on board as a new sponsor this year. Thanks to Katie Ramonko for believing in us. Fielded by Jamison Godfrey. What a stiff arm there by Godfrey. As he takes it up past the 35, up to, mark him out right at the 35-yard line. So
with the tackle.
Fresh set of downs for Tiffin Calvert here after the turnover on the last possession. Let's see how they handle this one here, Tommy, because, Schultz went deep for Schumacher, but Schumacher, he's a tough kid.
Isn't that crazy?
But, he doesn't have the height, and when he put that ball up there, he didn't really go up and try to, obviously Bish is a heck of a defender. He's got a good vertical, but they got to try to maybe figure out a way to get vertical with some of these bigger receivers. Schultz back to pass, slings it over the middle. Nearly intercepted. A miscommunication there.
You can see right away he just looked back. And
yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but
second down.
Kind of confusion between the receivers. There's these teams, familiar opponents from the days of the MAL. Calvert holding the all-time advantage in this matchup. 22-16-1 is the all-time record between these two opponents, with Calvert taking the last one at Frost Callnow Field last year, 26-9. Today, we got a really close one here. 7-6, Tiffin Calvert. Handoff, Warnament, up the middle.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but last year's contest was close for a majority of the game too, wasn't it?
It was 3-0 at half with Mohawk leading.
Yeah.
And it's always a close one with these two squads. And it's an interesting narrative, Nate, when you say it out loud about how Calvert was coming off of a turnover when you look at the success that gave them that free drive that resulted in that interception, in which Mohawk took in turn and was able to capitalize on. And that's what we talk about when we talk about how that momentum can swing in an instant. And now Calvert, who is actually in the lead, first to draw blood, you almost feel like they're the ones with their back against the wall after that tremendous, last couple of drives by the Warriors. And that was going to be stopped in the backfield. Oh, my goodness. Garrett Reinhardt.
Junior defensive lineman coming in to make the stop. Actually, outside linebacker. And a fourth down coming up here for Tiffin Calvert. And this Mohawk defense has got their ears pinned back right now, Tommy. They're coming after him. That's gut check time for Tiffin Calvert here. Is they got
Harrison Schultz.
They got a little pushback now. So now they got to figure out what kind of a team they are this year. How are you going to respond to adversity?
A quick 3 and out by the Senecas.
Gets this one away. It's a high punt. It'll go out of bounds. We'll see where they say it goes out at. And he's going to keep walking and keep walking. And I'm going to say about the 44. Yep, about the 44-yard line is where they say it goes out of bounds.
And what a tremendous job by that Warrior defense, as Harrison Schultz, the most popular guy in Sycamore, playing Elvis, and had a legion of screaming fans trying to get after him in those Mohawk Warriors, as the blitzing back comes in for a huge stop. And Garrett Reinhardt really stifled that last drive.
So now you got this Mohawk offense fresh off a 95-yard touchdown drive. Ben Bogner in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers set. 2 to the left, 1 on the right side of the formation. Bogner takes the snap, carries it himself up the middle, got about 2, maybe 3 yards.
Bogner with the keeper.
That's a nice read by Carter Wolf.
Yeah. He's gonna be a guy that's gonna be around the ball a lot this year if they're gonna be successful.
Played him shallow on that last play. Shallow. They almost, like I said, if you look at it right, he's almost like a spread out end there.
Yeah, like a wide 9 end almost.
Looked himself inside as this play goes to the other side.
Broken tackle by Heyman as he's got it up inside Calvert territory down to the 49-yard line.
If it wasn't for one Seneca grabbing onto his ankles there.
Yeah.
Third down.
And we talk about the unknown and after that enigmatic first quarter. This is one of those games where you still can't really gauge anything. Like, both these teams are performing so well, and it's definitely going to be a battle of will. And whoever comes out at the end of this 48 minutes with the W, they're definitely able to earn it and set the tempo for themselves in this season.
Bogner on the carry, right side, into the open, to
Tim
the
and CLOUSE.
35 and out of bounds, inside the 35 down to the 32-yard line.
With the tackle.
Billy CLOUSE rides him out of bounds, but Ben Bogner picks up another first down. That's a UIS Insurance and Investments first down.
It's one of those things that even when you get it on film, it ain't going to do you any good.
Right.
Good luck stopping it.
Doing my best.
That's why they call it the option, is Bogner in the gun.
Up the middle.
Hands it off
Short gain up to about the 28.
Oh,
They're going to say ball on the ground, but hang on. What's the call? The official says nope. That's just they're down. Second down coming up here. 5-yard gain on the carry. And now Braxton Frisch in the backfield with Ben Bogner.
Everybody's Denzel when they're pleading their case down there after what they think it's going to be a turnover.
3 receivers set. Wing back on the left side. That's Braden Chester. Bogner in the shotgun. Fake the handoff. Off the right side. Breaks a tackle. Has the first down. And he's got it down to about the 20-yard line, maybe the 21. But
Great blocking.
A fresh set of downs for the Warriors.
First down, Mohawk.
I tell you who I like on that Warriors offensive line is this Logan Hemminger, number 52.
Yeah.
They use him as a pulling lineman. They use him in a lot of these trap schemes. Just a big athletic body out there on the field that gets out in open space and picks up those extra blocks for guys like Bogner to turn up field and get those extra yards. Bogner in the gun. Once again, he's going to roll out. Decides to tuck. Yeah, he does decide to keep it, but he's going to be brought down.
Outside the pocket. He just tried to make something happen there. He kept his eyes down the field.
That's that match.
Trying to find his
That's that
target.
maturation process.
Right.
Again, normally a young quarterback, he won't look for that second, that third option, that third window. They normally just tuck it and run, maybe gain a yard, maybe be a loss. But in that instance, again, you might have lost a few, but you also gained a little bit in that football IQ for Bogner to look for those other options downfield.
Yeah, I was going to say, and you didn't make
Those
a
other
bad
reads.
decision to throw the ball.
Yeah, that's right. Second down and 13. Bogner rolls to his right.
Oh, look at that.
Little fake the pass, throw it down, or fake the run, throw the pass down the field, and overthrows his intended receiver.
I think that one took a little bit too long to develop and
Yep.
get your guys in to where they need to be. I mean, that's more of a play that you try to set yourself up on the goal line with, as opposed to throw it deep into the touchdown, or throw it deep into the end zone. Back corner action, if you will.
We'll send it down to Eric Hall here in just a minute or two.
Actually, I would say that's more of a red zone play.
Get his perspective as we're coming up on a 3rd and 13 here for Mohawk. Ball at the 18-yard line. Bogner rolls to his right. Looking, slings it down the field, into the end zone, incomplete. He had a man as he was looking for Caleb Bish, but that one falls incomplete just outside of the outstretched arms of Bish. So 4th and 13 coming up here. Figures to see the offense on the field.
You watched the Senecas gamble earlier on a big 4th down play. See what the Warriors go with here. On 4th and 12, minute and 12 seconds left in the half.
4 receivers set, stacked on each side. Braxton Frisch in the backfield, Ben Bogner in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking, steps up over the middle, incomplete. He had Braden Chester, but Chester took his eyes off the ball. That's exactly, I mean, he had the ball in his hand, but decided he was trying to look to see who was going to hit him. And, that's frustrating because they had that. Completion was there.
As George Strait famously once said, I'd like to have that one back, as the Warriors had a chance to take the lead, get in striking distance, maybe even close out this half with a score, go on top to the locker room. But now they're going to give the Seneca the chance with 1 minute and 6 seconds left. I believe all 3 timeouts. Try to build on this 1-point lead.
We'll send it down to Eric Hall after this play. Handoff, Jacob Runback off the right side, and not a whole lot of running room here as this offensive line struggling to find those same running lanes they had in the first quarter. And Eric, are you down there?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, I got you, bud. So tell me about the physicality right now, man. It seems like it's been kind of a back and forth game in terms of physicality. Less than a minute here to go in the first half. Where would you gauge the physicality level right now?
I'll tell you, it's starting to pick up as the game goes on, and they're just trading blows right now, just hitting each other back and forth, nobody wanting to give up an inch, and it's been a fun game to watch. It's a great start to the high school season.
Warnament on the carry, and he's got it up near the 30-yard line down to about the 29. We'll check in with Eric throughout the game here.
Eric, on that carry, would you say that was one small rush for man, one giant leap for mankind?
You getting a lot of wind down here or what?
That's good. That's so good.
I don't know. I think the moon landing might have had better audio. Stop.
Schultz back to pass, looking right side.
Nice
Intercepted.
grab.
Wow.
Braden Chester with the one-handed pick.
Make it up with the make good, but that's going to
And that's
be
going to be
the
the end of the first half. But let's take a look at that one once again here on the HUGO'S replay.
look at this.
Schultz
Chester
with the pick.
Just one up
Chester
and got
goes
it.
down. I tell you, there should have been at least a second left when he hit the ground.
Well, it won't
There
be.
was 2 seconds, but they're going to say, yep, let it run off.
Yep, that's going to
That's
do
it.
it. As Nate, tell the viewers at home to stay tuned, as you're going to see also during the halftime special Heart of Ohio Sports commercial debuting right here at the half. So
The
stay tuned.
debut of our new Heart of Ohio Sports commercial coming up next.
Well, one of them.
One of our new. One of our new.
Yeah, that'll be coming up right here.
Heart of Ohio Sports commercials. Coming up right after this. Halftime show coming up next. Brought to you by Buckeye IT Services. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go: Heart of Ohio Sports.
Little Hugo's is Tiffin's longest-running ice cream store, in operation since 1949. A local family-owned business, you know them because of those famous shredded chicken sandwiches and their delicious fresh lemon slushes. Stop by today and take advantage of their convenient drive-thru, where you're sure to find something for the whole family to enjoy at Little Hugo's on West Market Street in Tiffin. All right, and we're back here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall on the call with you. You're tuned in here on the announcer cam, brought to you by Relax and Revive Salon and Spa. We are live here at Warrior Field in Sycamore, Ohio. Your halftime score 7-6 as Tiffin Calvert on top of Mohawk right now. Once again, the halftime show brought to you by Buckeye IT Services. We want to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring this broadcast to you, and then we're going to take a step aside and allow you to watch the marching band performance. So first, let me thank our sponsors. Thanks to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Buckeye IT, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Relax and Revive Salon, Hope and Fostoria, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lease Floor Covering, Little HUGO'S, 5-Star Maintenance, DAH Wraps, CLOUSE Electric, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, WEBSTER Industries, and Burns Electric, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. All right, folks, we're going to send it down to the field as we have the Tiffin Calvert Marching Band currently on the field. And then shortly after that, you'll have the Mohawk Warriors Marching Band. So once again, we'll be back about 5 minutes before the start of the second half. So enjoy the halftime performance.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For tonight's halftime performance, the Calvert Marching Band and Color Guard will be performing their movie. The Avengers team made their debut with the comic strip in 1963. The Avengers today are best known for their popular live-action movies. Here is the Avengers theme. For our second song, we travel through the gates of Jurassic Park. This classic 1993 film was ahead of its time, and the special effects still hold up to today's standards. Composed by John Williams, this timeless soundtrack is still used and enjoyed by many to this day. Enjoy our rendition of Jurassic Park.
How long have you had that in your pocket? Greg, you got a cheeseburger in your pocket.
To wrap up our show, we take you back to 1995, 1975 to the classic suspense thriller Jaws. Creating a fear of the ocean in many to this day, this movie played in theaters for quite some time, raking in over $9 million. No need to be afraid of any sharks tonight, because Superman is here to save the day. Our finale is a combination of Jaws and Superman themes, perfectly wrapping up our movie-themed night. Be careful of swimming out there, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of the Seneca Nation, the Calvert Marching Band. evening, ladies and gentlemen. Under the direction of Mrs. Lindsay Horton and Major Ed Advisor Shayna Price, please welcome to the field the Mohawk Marching Warriors. Our first show will feature pop tune favorites. Who can forget the introduction of the edgy pop singer Miley Cyrus? Feel free to sing along and dance with us to Party in the USA. Featuring our saxophones and a stand-up introduction, please sit back and enjoy Call Me Maybe. Up next, get down to this sick beat as the Mohawk Marching Band is about to shake it off. We hope you enjoyed the show. Have a good evening and go Warriors!
All right, and we're back here at Warrior Field. Just about ready to start the second half of action. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you here on the halftime show brought to you by Buckeye IT Services. I want to tell you about our friends at Buckeye IT Services. They're a trusted partner for IT solutions in Northwest Ohio, serving customers with their commercial, residential, and municipal needs. They start by building a relationship with you and your company. At Buckeye IT Services, they want to know your pain points with technology and what you need to help your business succeed. They work with you to tailor a solution of best practices and new state-of-the-art equipment to eliminate IT pain for your business. Visit BuckeyeIT.com to schedule your initial consultation today. And that is our halftime show sponsor. We're about a minute and a half ready to go until the start of the second half. Tommy, what impressed you the most about this Warriors team in the first half?
The ability to not get down on themselves when things weren't clicking the way they wanted to in the early stanza. Again, we talk about Calvert coming out, scoring big, and then on the ensuing kickoff, squibbing it, and the Warriors having a turnover there, giving the ball back to the Senecas, in which the Senecas handed right back over off of a Bish interception that the Warriors were able to capitalize on and put 6 on the board. Now, again, I say 6 on the board because that is where we're at with the Warriors, as the Senecas are able to cap off their drive with a touchdown and extra point, and that's where we sit, 7-6 here at the half, and we're looking to settle this huge rubber matches. This is the third consecutive meeting between both of these squads, Greg.
There you go.
And you're tuned in to the 2023 rubber match right here on Thursday Night Lights on Heart of Ohio Sports, as this game really sets the tempo for both these teams. As you saw, 2021, the Warriors won that one here at home, 33-7. Were able to go on to a playoff run that year, and the Senecas stayed home. And then 2022, Senecas winning 26-9, allowing them to get into the postseason while the Warriors sit home. So again, this week one matchup may make the big difference down the road, Nate.
Absolutely. So you talk about the history between these two teams, so we've talked about these last two matchups. Here we are, start of the second half, a one-point ball game. Does this surprise you at all, Tommy?
Absolutely not, and it's being led by great quarterback play by both sides, as Harrison Schultz, Ben Bogner for the Warriors. Last season, 110 of 224, as we are underway already as they waste no time. Calvert kicks it off.
Is down by Schimpf. Warrior ball, 1st and 10.
Mason Schimpf able to fall on top of it for the Warriors.
But as we were profiling, as he makes his way back onto the field, Ben Bogner, who again had a little maturation process during his junior campaign. You see the numbers there on your screen thanks to the Wizard Greg, as the Warriors will set off the tempo for this second half of action, Nate. Still chasing that 1-point lead after a huge interception turned the Senecas away to close out that first half.
Ball at the 24-yard line. Bogner takes the snap. Up the middle. Bounces off a defender, but he's going to be wrapped up and brought down right around the 31-yard line. Just a 2-yard gain there for Bogner. As Billy CLOUSE there to make the tackle, along with Cal Warnament.
Wrapped up like the doll wraps on that Hoosmobile you got.
That was DAH wraps. I mean, I'll tell you what.
Looking vehicle you got there.
They really outdid themselves with that one. Don Henney did an outstanding job from start to finish on that one. Greg did a phenomenal job designing the car. If you haven't got a chance to look at it, well, I'll tell you what, folks, you need to check it out because it pops.
Oh, and there's a collision at midfield.
Billy CLOUSE over the middle comes up with the tackle, but a first down for the Mohawk Warriors as they move it down to the 47-yard line.
Golden, he's definitely been one of these unsung heroes, coming up with huge plays to give the Warriors a fresh set of downs there.
Bogner in the shotgun, takes the snap. Now he's going to keep it himself, rolls off the left side, trying to find some blockers, and not a whole lot of running room. He got about 4, actually. Decent pickup there, considering that there really wasn't a whole lot of running room.
I was going to say, that was the little bit of that down slope by the Senecas there, reading that one a little bit too late, and their commitment to pursue allowed the Warriors to kind of pick up a few extra yards where that otherwise should have been a loss.
Second down and 6. Bogner all by himself in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers set off to the far right of the formation. 2 tight ends. 1 wing back. Bogner takes the snap, going to keep it off the left side. And not a whole lot of running room, but
a nice read by Shoemaker on the inside. Helped clean up that one with Wolf. But cutting off that lane, cutting off that gap, Nate, that's...
Down there to that red tent. Suzanne will sell you a jersey.
Tough sledding for the Warriors as they're trying to move the ball between the tackles, hit the gaps, and you almost got to think that this Eric Daniels offense just needs to go with what worked for him the first half and get Bogner on that read.
Slings it out right side. Oh, nearly a bad play there, as the receiver was not really in the area, but he kind of tipped it up in the air and nearly, I tell you what, that was nearly a disaster.
Yeah.
Well, now another decision here at almost midfield on a 4th and 5. Yeah, I believe Warriors probably going to do that pooch punt. Bogner in the gun.
Looks at the sideline for the play adjustment. 3 receivers set.
Let's say, who's the big one on his hip?
Yeah, it looks like Mulholland. A little pooch punt on 4th and 6. And it's going to die right at the 20-yard line.
Bogner's punt is down by Heyman. Calvert ball, 1st and 10.
So the Warriors decide we'll live to play another day here. Let's let the defense do the job that they've been doing so far. As aside from that 1 touchdown drive, I'll tell you what, they have they produced a couple of 3-and-outs, a couple of turnovers.
2 turnovers.
And they're making life miserable for young Harry, or for the senior Harry Schultz back there, because he hasn't really had a clean pocket all night.
That's Lisa Snyder and Bo Trusty. Emma is the daughter of...
That reminded me of Greggy's pocket of those cheeseburgers. Okay, throw it out at halftime out of his pocket.
Not a clean pocket over here either.
Handoff, Warnament up the middle, breaks the tackle, stretches forward to about the 25-yard line. They'll mark him at the 24.
Careful doing that, young man, inside your own 25-yard line.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Second down and 6. Senecas looking to try to get some momentum going here on this drive.
Clock continues to roll. 8:40. Schultz in the gun. Botch snap.
Schultz slings it out left side, completes it. Carter Wolf on the reception. He has it up near the 30-yard line. Well, I tell you what, they talk about making chicken salad out of chicken you-know-what, Tommy.
I'm glad you had to break that out first. That was exactly my sentiments. Is the quick screen was not so quick, but it still got there.
1-0. That's worth $240. Please make your way to the press box.
3rd and 1. Ball at the 29. They need to get it past the 30 to convert. It's kind of a long 1 yard here.
See if I can find that momentum you were just talking about here.
The longest yard. Schultz, handoff, ornament, hit at the line, dropped backwards.
Stand.
Wow.
That Mohawk defense was right there for the stop, plugging up the gaps.
I'm going to say Braylon Mulholland.
And I tell you, I don't know
Braden Chester.
I don't know how he got back to the line, because that looked like he might have lost a yard on that one. I think they're going to keep the offense on the field here. 4th and 1 at the 29. And this is a big down and distance here for Tiffin Calvert.
Magic Man going to
I always thought it was a misconception when they say that football is a game that builds character. I think it reveals it. And we're going to find out right here is a hard count.
Schultz.
They're still committing to it.
Oh, wow.
Rolls to his right, and he gets it off. It's complete to Carter Wolf, and they have the first down. What a play.
Wow.
I don't think that was a called play. I'm just being honest. It looked like Schultz didn't know that snap was coming. Did you? I mean, he barely caught it because he was like, whoa.
Yeah, and then he rolled to the left, and he kind of was looking for something. He was in big-time trouble and just got rid of it.
I think he was going to take off and run with it, saw there was no alley there, and said, all right, you know what? I'm just going to try to get something out of this. And they pick up the 2 yards they need.
Looks like an old Patrick Mahomes toss or something there.
That's the Magic Man. Again, it makes it appear out of thin air, and it moves the chains for the Seneca on a gutsy 4th and 1 call in their own territory as Schultz just going to tuck it and run it up, Nate. Oh, my goodness. This game has tested each side of the ball in every aspect and every facet of the game, and it's going to come down to who's going to make the least amount of mistakes. And with the Senecas having 2 turnovers, you almost needed to go for that situational down to sustain a drive, keep her alive, and build, because even though you're in the lead, it's been a while since you've been in the driver's seat.
2nd down and 9. Shotgun set. Schultz slings it out right side. He's got Carter Wolf. Wolf has it up to about the 35-yard line, so that's good for a 3-yard gain.
How about that defense there? Just
They
closing
right
in
there.
so fast.
Right there to make the stop.
That's the thing about tossing it out to a guy like Carter Wolf, though, in open spaces. Even if he gets met at the line, he's still going to fall forward for about 4 yards.
Tall drink of water.
Well, take a look here at Harry Schultz's stats after this play.
Wolf 6'3", 209. Third down and about 5.
Oh, no.
Snap on the ground. Schultz picks it up. Rolls to his left, slings it down the field, and just has to throw that one away as there was 3 defenders bearing down on him as he rolled to his left. And I think this one, they're going to decide probably just to send the punt unit out here.
We'll take a look at these stats here from Harry last year.
Yeah,
We're almost
we'll see.
identical to Ben's stats.
Yeah.
Realistically, so close to each other. If you look at the
117 out of 223.
And it
Just
shows.
just touch under 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns.
It shows these 2 quarterbacks in a showdown. The offense, they are going to punt.
Run back.
Oh, wow.
Gets the punt away.
These Warriors are relentless.
Heyman fields it at the 32. Blocking the back by the Warriors. They get away with it there. Number 56 right there just absolutely cleaned the clock.
I didn't see anything.
Evan England said,
Greg,
hey,
you got a replay of that? Exactly.
Nope.
There ain't no replay. What are you talking about?
I think the camera messed up and didn't record that for some reason.
Oh, jeez.
We have a 1st and 10 for the Warriors, trailing by 1. 5:03 left here in the third quarter in what has been a defensive slugfest here between these two teams.
Neither team giving an inch here.
Shotgun. Bogner fakes the handoff. Now unloads down the middle. He's got Hayden
Wind it
wide
up.
open. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Mohawk. John Schumacher caught with his eyes in the backfield, and Heyman, well, I tell you what, that kid's going to be something else this year.
So, boy, I tell you what.
Well, that's the thing is,
Take another look at that one, guys.
as you draw it up, Bogner, the Calvert defense had to be humble. They had to respect what Bogner was going to do, especially with the way he's been burning them on these options. And in that instance, again, straying away from what's comfortable, Coach Eric Daniels drawing up that huge bomb downfield, catches the defense sleeping, and Heyman on an island.
He's been so close a few times on those long passes.
Well,
Just overthrowing his receivers. That one right in a bucket.
You know, most of those plays, he takes off running pretty fast one side or the other, and I noticed when he dropped back in, I said, uh-oh, he's loading this one up. That's why I said, uh-oh.
4:53 remaining here in this third quarter of action. The Warriors find their first lead of the game, and they've actually been carrying the momentum since that first Calvert touchdown.
Shotgun set here. They go for 2. Bogner rolls. Steps up. He's going to be brought down, and so they don't get the 2-point conversion. It's a 5-point lead for the Warriors. 12-7 is your score with 4:53 left here in the third quarter. Whew, I think it's time we all just kind of take a second and just let's relax.
And revive.
Relax and revive, all right? Relax and Revive is Tiffin's largest salon and spa. At Relax and Revive, they strive to give you the best service and experience in the beauty world. During your time at Relax and Revive Salon and Spa, they want you to feel relaxed. So upon leaving, you will feel revived and ready to conquer the world because after all, everybody needs a little R&R. Relax and Revive is a full-service salon and spa offering all hair care, nail care, skin care, massages, and body waxing services. We can accommodate large bridal parties, girls' night, date nights, and more. Do you hear that, Greggy? Body waxing.
Go out there for my girls' night. I'll tell you what, speaking of relaxing and reviving, I think that's what Ben Bogner came out there and said to his offense. He said, let's relax, guys, and revive this offense.
That's right.
Just
Absolutely.
a big strike down the field, 6 on the board.
That favorite spirit animal.
Got some Relax and Revive fans here in the comment section.
That's right. Wonderful organization. We're proud to do business with them this year. Big shout out and a thank you to Katie Romanko and the wonderful staff over there at Relax and Revive. I'm actually pretty excited, Greggy. I got a couples massage booked with Chelsea next weekend. You got nothing. You're waiting. I can see the gears turning. He's like, wait, there's a joke there. I know. I can pull a joke from there somewhere.
I am just so happy for you.
Godfrey on the return up to the 35 and down to about the 36-yard line. And Jamison Godfrey on the return.
I tell you, I love a player that runs hard like that.
Yeah.
Godfrey with the carry. On the stop, number 56 is Evan.
Well, the Senecas, after a huge touchdown, scored them on the first play from scrimmage. The Warriors take this lead. Senecas have to answer back. They have to get a sustained drive. They've had 2 turnovers,
Congratulations on your win tonight.
3 and outs.
Thank you all for supporting Mohawk.
Ever since that touchdown drive and then a punt.
That was a false start, yeah. It's a little bit of a delayed snap. I feel like there's been a couple times where he's called for the snap and it hasn't come yet.
Dead ball.
Maybe it's a little bit noisy down there. You can't really hear very well, or
replay first down.
because Schultz wanted the snap and it wasn't there right away. So maybe just a communication issue here. 1st and 15 coming up for the Senecas at the 31-yard line. Warriors with an impressive drive there, capped by the long touchdown from Bogner to Kane Heyman. And they lead 12-7 with 4:44 left here in the third quarter. Schultz slings it out left side. That's Klaus on the reception. Billy Klaus carries it forward, breaks a couple of tackles, and has it down to about the 34, maybe the 35-yard line.
And you see the communication of the line coach over to the center as once again a little bit of communication errors, especially like we talked about on the previous play with the snap. But that's come to be expected when you got a new guy in there like Carter Cook, who's a new part of this offensive line with some veterans. So that's where those upperclassmen are going to come in and kind of calm the young buck down and get him on the right page as quarterback.
2nd down and 11. Schultz looking down the middle. He's got a man, and it's incomplete. Looking for Godfrey right around the 40-yard line, but nice coverage there. Step for step is Braxton Frisch.
And again, the coach makes the plays, but in a lot of instances, some of these guys, after getting torched on a huge play by the other time, sometimes you want to just force it. You're so eager to get that ball.
For as much tension as out there on the field right now, and you notice that again, Braxton Frisch, Nate, picked his opponent up off the ground, helped him up off the ground after that one.
Actually, I think I was mistaken. That was actually that was Caleb Bish. I thought it was 20. It was 26. So down the middle, Wolf, the intended receiver.
Got a little tangled up, but
for Wolf is incomplete. Goaling with the coverage.
But another 3rd and distance situation that the Warriors force the Senecas in.
Fourth down and 11 coming up here for the Senecas. They have the ball at their own 35-yard line. 3:51 left here in the third quarter. In a game that they've given up now 12 unanswered points here. They're going to have to give the ball back to the Warriors. Jacob Rumback gets the punt away. Once again, pressure on the punt, but unable to get to it. As this one goes out of bounds right around the 44-yard line.
You got to think that's still affecting us.
Yeah, these Warriors special teams, it's not a matter of if, but when they get to that ball.
You've seen Braylon Mulholland when he was in there. He was so close. And when he got the punt away, he comes away from it just smacking himself like, so close, so close.
Say Braden was Mulholland through the line there.
Well, that's what I said. At 5'11", 205 pounds, this guy looks like a one-on-one Lego block. And for him to be able to have that type of speed. I'm not sure. Remember what a one-on-one Lego block looks like?
That's exactly.
As a Mulholland kid.
Bogner on the carry. Stood up and dropped by Billy Klaus.
Wow.
Right at the 49-yard line.
Big tackle by Klaus.
Yeah, big-time tackle there. All of his momentum going forward, and then suddenly, boom, backwards.
And Logan Heminger was fired up after that one. I don't know what. I think he was just like, yeah, let's go. It's time to play football. He was pumped.
Klaus lights him up.
I mean, that's what this is all about right here.
That's right.
Football's back, baby.
2nd down and 5. 4 receivers set. Braxton Frisch in the backfield. He's the wing back on the left side of the formation. Bogner all by himself. Takes the snap, rolls to his left. Looking. He's hit. He throws it.
I think he's down. I think he was down before he tossed that.
He's going to say he was down before he got the ball away. And they're going to be down back at the 42-yard line.
I don't know if I caught that one or not. Let's see if I caught that one on replay here. Oh, yeah, just right there.
Just barely right at the end. But yeah.
Just a little hobble there.
As close as cat's
What
breath.
a play, though. I mean, Bogner still, the fact that he was able to get that ball away, whether his knee was down or not, just shows the athleticism this kid has. Rolling to his left, the right-handed quarterback, got to reset his feet. Whew, man. 3 receivers set. Bogner rolls to his right, looking.
Pocket collapsing.
Has to get rid of it and just throws it out of bounds. And I think he was outside the tackle pocket, so.
Connor zooming in on the guy on the sideline that caught the ball. Kind of just doing
Well,
dynamite camera job by our
turnabout is fair play as the Warriors forced the Senecas on their last drive into a huge 3rd and 11 situation. Now the Warriors found themselves in that exact situation. Seneca's defense shoring up. Now the Senecas just got to get this offense rolling, Greg.
That all starts right there with the defense. Great defensive staff that they needed right now.
Well, now you're also starting to see, as this game wears on, a little bit more pressure.
Bogner gets the punt away. Godfrey fields it at the 19.
Oh!
Takes it up the middle and gets it out to about the 26-yard line, maybe the 27.
Tackled by Heyman.
2-on-2 crime there.
Yeah, Austin. Heyman made that thing.
One more senior spotlight. That's Matt Abarca. The most
12-7 your score. 2:09 left here in the third quarter.
Favorite hobby is video gaming. You could live anywhere.
Thanks for tuning in to today's broadcast.
Restaurant is Wendy's.
Presented by XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Buckeye IT, and Relax and Revive Salon and Spa. 1st and 10. Senecas back to pass. Schultz has to step away from the pressure. He doesn't get away.
How? Mullins with that huge sack. But it looked like Schultz coughed the ball up and somehow still came up with it.
I think Mullins feeling it out there right now, guys.
Oh, he definitely is.
Look, he's getting it right back up to the line. It's like, let's go. Next play, let's go.
Well, he knows his job. Go get ball.
Chomping at the bit.
Clock continues to roll under 1:30 here in the third quarter as the Senecas have been left
He couldn't even stand still.
with 12 unanswered points as the
Schultz
Warriors
gets rid of it.
Oh.
Run back on the reception, but just a short gain there as they're trying to take the teeth out of this pass rush by calling that little bit of screen there. But I'll tell you what, man, Derek Dickman was not having any of it. He read that one real quick.
I don't know what
right in behind the blockers there.
I don't know why the Senecas kind of shied away from that two-headed monster they got in the backfield in Warnerman and Rombach. I mean, you were able to just challenge this defense and run right at them, but when you're relying on the trenches to hold you up and give you some time in the pocket, it hasn't been there. You might have to resort to trying to keep this one on the ground as the score is still close.
3rd and 19. Schultz loading up down the right side, over the middle. Close!
Oh, wow!
Oh, wow, what a catch by Carter Wolf at the 45-yard line.
Wow.
The concentration by the junior to come up with that
Yeah,
play.
show that one, Greg, if you got it. As you watch this one more time, as Schultz answers right in my face about switching over to the run, drops a huge bomb down to Wolf. Wolf kind of tips it back up to himself. Hacky sack it.
Yeah.
3rd and 19.
Look how you kind of caught it and almost threw it right back.
The hacky sack reception.
Nick Goling had the coverage. He was right there to make the play.
And on a huge 3rd and 19, the Seneca is able to move the chains as this should be the last play of the third quarter.
Up the middle, he's got some running room, and they've got another first down. That's presented by UIS Insurance and Investments. That'll be the end of the third quarter. Warriors leading 12-7. But the Seneca's on the move here, finding a little bit of momentum after that big 3rd and 19 conversion. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking, even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
Buckeye IT Services is a trusted partner for cybersecurity, fully managed and co-managed IT support. Municipalities, financial organizations, and mature businesses turn to them to eliminate IT stress and enable growth. Visit BuckeyeIT.com today to start your partnership. All right, and we're back here at Warrior Field. The start of the fourth quarter sees the Senecas with the ball at the Warrior 43-yard line. 1st and 10 after a big run by Cal Warniment at the end of the third quarter.
Putting a drive together are the Senecas now as they're just going to pull a counter here.
Warniment once again following his blockers forward for about a 3-yard gain up to the 41-yard line.
Warniment with the carry, Mulholland with the stop.
And that defensive line of the Warriors.
It's just, I mean, the size advantage is there for Calvert, but they are just getting underneath these big kids and just pushing them backwards, Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one thing. Whenever we've come over here to cover a Mohawk game, they never really have really huge kids on that defensive line. They keep their big kids for offense most of the time, and they keep them fresh. And these defensive linemen, they want them small and they want them tough.
Yeah, they like that Dwight Freeney method where you win with speed and
Schultz
technique.
slings it down the field, and it's incomplete. Looking for Klaus, but double coverage on the play as Ben Bogner and Nick Goling in on the coverage. I'm sorry, Caleb Bish in on the coverage.
Bish and Bogner with the coverage.
Third and 7 coming up here for Tiffin Calvert at the 41-yard line. So make sure you stick around for the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, where we'll crown our player of the game, presented by Little HUGO'S. 3rd and 7. Schultz back to pass. Slings it down the middle of the field. He's got run back down the field. He catches it off the tip for the touchdown. Tiffin Calvert with a 41-yard touchdown pass. And I'll tell you what, Caleb Bish has to be just absolutely smacking himself right. He had that ball in his hands.
Yeah, I thought he picked it off.
I thought he had that. But he drops it right into the awaiting hands.
Let's take another look at that.
Of Jacob Rumback.
You see here, Schultz loads this one up. Defender in his face, tosses it over the top and in the middle. It's tipped up.
Wow.
And it goes in for a score. And the Senecas lead as a point after attempt could have the Senecas up by 2. It is now 14-12. Senecas on top after being after 12 unanswered points. Senecas finally found the driver's seat. And within the first minute of this fourth quarter, and that's about when you need to do it, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, Tommy, for this being such a defensive struggle, it really is kind of fitting that this game right now, the difference in this game is a kicker.
Yeah.
I mean,
what it comes down
that's
to.
just crazy to think about.
And that was what you guys said right after the first extra point you made in this game.
It's just unbelievable to think that that is such a vital, key part of a high school football team to have that special teams unit. Just, it's got to be tight, and you got to have everything in place. Obviously, the gunners, the punter, everything, but the kicker. I'm telling you, that's just a missing piece for so many teams in high school football.
Again, the difference in this one, 14-12, the Senecas able to finally get back on top. And as you talked about, Nate, you know, those point after attempts by the Warriors remained unfruitful, had at a 5-point game. So again, just that one score, that 6 points, would have been the difference maker.
You talk about how close this game is. Both the big plays on that drive came off the fingertips of Mohawk defenders.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, this game that could have went either way on that drive.
You're talking about something that, again, within an eyelash, could change the complexion of this one, Greg.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's exactly what we expected here in week 1 between
Squib
these
kick.
two.
I expected that, Greg, but man, I tell you what.
Heyman trying to find some running room.
Not big return in week 1.
He was almost gone.
Yeah, he was trying to find that lane. I'll tell you, this kid, he's probably going to take at least one to the house this year.
I was going to say, where did the acceleration come from? My God.
Normally
he's a Heyman.
Normally I kick off my football season, as we talk about with the Hall of Fame. We were actually there in person for this past one, but
yeah, you got inducted.
And normally,
I was going to ask you about that.
I whet my appetite for football with a few classic films and join my West Kine Coyotes and Billy Bob and the rest of them. But I'm kind of glad I staved off and saved it for this Mohawk Warriors versus Senecas game, as this one has just been a slobber knocker the entire time.
God, I'm glad football is back.
Oh, me too. Bogner rolls to his right, gets it away. It's complete. He's got his man near the first down marker.
The defender's saying it hit the ground. Let's see.
Well, I would too if I was the defender.
Who's saying? Do you know if it hit the ground or not?
I tell you what,
I don't.
This connection with Bogner and Goling, I mean, you just heard it. It's got me doing the beginning of a Gorilla song. So I'm always like,
oh, my goodness.
2nd down and 1. Empty backfield set for Bogner. He's going to keep it up the middle, and he's got the first down. Up to about the 47, maybe the 48.
That's another week 1 thing, Nate. These arm tackles, they drive you nuts because, again, when you got a talented athlete like Bogner who gives you them second chance yards, that's what arm tackling does.
Let's send it down to Eric Hall here after this play, just because I want to get his perspective on how things are going down there, because, I mean, the back and forth in this one is just absolutely intense. I got to know how it feels on the sideline. Bogner in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the near side. 1 man in the backfield. Fakes the handoff. Rolls to his left. Sets his feet over the middle. And Schumacher there to break that one up. Heyman upset with himself because I tell you, he was close to, he almost had that one. All right, let's send it down to Eric Hall on the sideline here. He is there with Austin Rodriguez running the camera. Eric, maybe? Is he frozen?
Yeah. We're just having issues with that camera connection.
There we go.
Let's see here.
Maybe.
We'll try to see if we can talk to him here.
Hey, let's send it down. Eric Hall, how we doing?
Good, Eric.
Well, the camera looks good, but the reception on it's not so good. So we're going to go ahead and we'll scrap that one because they got to get a little closer to the press box in order for us to be able to do that.
And you're still trying to talk to him through the phone, right?
Nice screen pass.
Frisch on the reception, carries it forward, and he's got the first down.
Too much open field.
Just straight vision.
They're in the
too.
flats.
He's just looking everywhere, picking his lanes. Like that's the Braxton Frisch I remember.
Reminded me of game-winning play against the Chiefs a few years ago. You remember that one, Greggy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Like, we knew this kid was something special. Both of these kids in the backfield.
Yeah. 1st and 10. Another first down brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Bogner back to pass. Rolling to his left. Sets his feet, slings it over the middle, and that one's a little short arm there.
That's the thing with these rollout passes is you got to get this quarterback comfortable in the rollout that he's not throwing across his body and throwing him into the dirt.
Well, and to be able to, you've got to roll. When you roll to your left, you've got to be able to set your feet to be able to deliver that ball accurately. And when you're rolling to your right as a right-handed quarterback, you don't necessarily need to have those feet set to deliver the ball accurately.
It's almost like when
downfield.
you see the gif of the funny Dak Prescott hip flexor exercise. That's exactly what you're doing when you're rolling out to the opposite side. You're planting your feet.
No, you're right.
You're trying not to throw across your body.
100%.
That rotation and stuff.
Fake the handoff. Bogner keeps it himself off the right side, carries it forward, and he's going to have pretty close to first down.
Look at that.
They're going to give it to him. First down for the Warriors. Another first down brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments.
And again, you can watch the tape back anytime for free on our YouTube channel. But, one of these unsung heroes that I keep harking on this offensive line, Logan Heminger, just another trap, another huge block. Someone's got to get this kid a stack of pancakes tomorrow because he's getting plenty of them out there tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Shotgun set.
Oh, no. I was going to say, what are we doing here?
Got a little excited. You got to wonder if maybe that was going to him.
Caught the stadium sleeping.
Ooh.
They caught the stadium sleeping.
So they'll have it at the 36-yard line. 1st and 15. Bogner in the shotgun. Receiver stacked on both sides. Bogner back to pass over the middle. Oh, in the hand, intercepted. Billy Klaus with the pick at the 30, up to the 35, and down to the 36-yard line.
Dangerous area on the rollout. Throw it across the middle. It lands right into the waiting hands of Billy Klaus. And again, Greg, we'll take another look right here. You see him, Bogner, over the middle.
Good throw, too.
Out of the hands of Chester and into the lion arms of Billy Klaus.
Bogner put it right where you want to, but the slick conditions led to the ball just going right through the hands of Braden Chester.
Doink, right through the hands.
I mean, normally you try to exploit those weak spots in that zone coverage, but Billy Klaus came up instead of playing deep.
Shotgun set, Warnament on the carry.
Led to
Actually,
play
I think
nice.
that's run back. No, it was Warnament.
21. I think that's what it says.
Warnament with the carry.
Yeah.
Payment in on the
And here's another difference that you're seeing here in the fourth quarter out of these Senecas, the ability to finally get that turnover that they've been waiting on, as the Warriors had the Senecas for 2.
We got an official's timeout
That's
here.
what they got a Seneca sent down. Probably a cramp or something. You know how this happens every week one.
It's early. And this is fourth quarter of week 1.
It's the first.
It's a cramp. We know. We've seen this many times. And you're
yeah.
probably going to see a few more before the end of this game.
No fun at all.
And the bad part about that is you can't do anything now. It's not like you can drink water and make it better. It's like, nope, you're just playing catch up at this point,
And don't forget, again, this is a special Thursday night presentation of high school football right here live and paywall free on Heart of Ohio Sports, as we're not done, as this barn burner of a game makes its way to its conclusion with 7:53 remaining here. We're still in action tomorrow night.
That's right.
Over in Fremont, Ohio, live on the road and on the call for a huge Week 1 matchup, a clash of the Titans, if you will, between the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes and Fremont Ross Little Giants. And we'll see if that Ozzy song rings true for Judd Lutz and his gang, as they look to be the killer of Giants on their way to Fremont Ross and Don Paul Stadium, where we'll be for our coverage of Fremont Ross versus Tiffin Columbian.
That's a big matchup after Fremont Ross has taken the last 2 against the Tornadoes. First one, a big comeback victory in Fremont 2 years ago. Last year, boy, they really just took them to the woodshed in that one, because that was, Fremont just absolutely,
That's what my joke was about on the
well, here's
show
the thing,
last night. When I said that this past year's game was a snoozer, was because the year before that game was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the way that season shook out for both those squads were definitely on the different end of things, as Fremont Ross dropped 5 straight towards the end, looking to get on the right track in their 2023 campaign to start off.
Schultz slings it out right side, intended for Carter Wolf, but that's incomplete.
He did not look like he was set very well when he let go of that one.
Well, left-handed quarterback rolling to his right, that's a hard throw to make.
Real awkward movement there.
Fourth quarter, you finally get the lead back after 12 unanswered. You get the gift of a turnover. This is what we always hark on in these close games, Nate, those points off turnovers. Senecas have to do something with this drive on 3rd and 7, as, again, you only get so many chances from here on out.
So at the very least, you got to keep this drive alive here.
Shotgun set.
That's a great point too, Greg.
4 receivers. Schultz back to pass. Slings it over the middle. Incomplete. Going for run back. But a nice play in coverage. I think that was Kane Heyman in there on the play.
He flipped the field here.
And this is going to be
2-point advantage. You got to flip the field.
You can't. You've got to push him back.
I know you found some success. You got some great plays that have drawn up that have kept these drives sustained, but
They got the long snapper
Yeah,
in the game now, so I believe that's the call. Sam Morgan, the new long snapper, taking over for Will Kurtz, the Finley commit.
Oh, there it was.
Can't advance upon anything.
And this time they get to it.
Reinhardt gets his hand on the
I mean, you're
football.
danged if you do, danged if you don't. Against these Warriors special teams, as
Garrett Reinhardt gets in there.
You can't blame the Senecas for playing the smart football, but again, now the Warriors, they're going to start off with great field position, chasing the 2-point lead.
And now the Warriors take over at the 37-yard line, pretty much where they had it.
Yep.
When they turn the ball over. So, second chance opportunity here for Ben Bogner.
That's a great point.
Bogner up the middle, going to keep it, and he's going to be hit down right at the 33-yard line.
Warnament in on the tackle.
I tell you, it's so weird watching him play, and just watching him play in general, but watching him run a lot of plays that remind me of the plays that he ran with us.
Mhm.
It's just like,
absolutely.
He's been doing this in his sleep for
Yeah.
years.
And the offensive line formation even is very similar.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about a guy like Coach Daniels. He's going to put his guys in the best spot to succeed. As that run by Bogner, that keeper, is unsuccessful as a sea of blue comes in.
Shoemaker with the tackle.
Shoemaker on the stop, along with Sam Morgan.
Got a fan on here
It's
saying,
third down for
calling
the
for them to
Warriors.
bring back the silver Calvert helmets.
Ooh, I like those. Those were nice.
I noticed tonight, I mean, unless I just can't see, do the Warriors not have their arrows on their helmets?
I don't think they've had those on their...
I thought they did last year, but I could be wrong about that.
I'm not sure. Handoff, Frisch up the middle.
All right, there's
Not a whole lot of running room there as he's swallowed up right about the 29-yard line. Good for about 3, but short of the first down. Fourth down coming up here for the Warriors.
That's a quick.
Cameron with the tackle.
That was a quick defensive stand. If I'm the Warriors, again, clock continues to roll. You might have one more chance with it if you don't convert here, but I'm going to go for it. Especially if you're chasing the lead. Bogner in the gun, and yeah, they're not going to pooch this one. They're going to go for it here.
4th and 3, Bogner rolling to his left. Pressure.
Oh, and he's going to be hit up.
Down in the backfield for a sack.
Carter Wolf.
One down.
The Wolf of Madison Street.
All over on down.
And so, I tell you what, I don't think either team wants the ball right now.
I was mistaken, Nate. The arrow is on the left side of the helmet. I just can't see it from over here.
Ah, okay. So they went like the Steelers route there.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. I've always liked their uniforms, though. They're so clean. I love just the plain black ones that they used to wear with the
ones
red
that
letters.
that looked like the Niners color rush jerseys.
Love those.
I mean, I'm just a fan for the red and black scheme, too.
Schultz takes the snap. Hand
Look
off
at
to
that.
Warren.
Brought down in the backfield
He does carry it forward for a couple yards.
by Mulholland.
Just hanging on to him, being drugged.
They hit him in the backfield, but he carried him forward.
Oh, they
for
gave him
about
2
4
on that.
yards.
That's generous. Nice job of keeping those legs churning,
Oh, yeah.
especially dragging Mulholland behind you.
Schultz
look at that.
keeps it. Ooh, what a block by John Schumacher. Absolutely.
Whoa.
Wow.
And there's flags all over the field. I think that might have been targeting. I'm not sure, but it was absolutely, he was blown up.
Oh, you can see again if he comes out
I'm not sure,
from
maybe
the
it was
side.
a blind side or
You gotta be out in front of the shoulder
Let's
pads.
take a look here. I might have caught it out.
Heyman's got to come off the field for one play, but he's fine. He's totally
You see
fine.
the shoulder pads.
Let's see.
Yeah, come out in front of the shoulder pads.
Let's see where the play happened. Here's Kane Heyman right there. Schumacher. Oh, yeah. He was looking.
Yeah, he
was looking that way.
He turned back.
He turned that way. I don't know how that would be a flag. That looked like a clean play to me.
He turned right into him.
I mean, you got it right there.
Schumacher waited till his eyes were forward. I don't know.
Trust me.
You look at that replay.
Trust me, as the master of the cheap shot in his football days.
Oh, targeting. Yeah, absolutely.
Helmet to helmet.
Oh, so helmet to helmet, I think. I think that's what the call was.
That's what it sounded like they said up here.
I thought it was impact to the chest made that.
Let's see
helmet
if we can
come
slow it
off.
down a little bit more. Watch it again here.
Now what they say? No flag?
Let's see.
Oh, they are enforcing.
Slow it down a
So
little
after
bit.
the 15-yard penalty.
So let's see again if this is
still
a
down.
hit to the chest as they came across.
Yeah, he hit him in the shoulder.
Yeah, that's a shot
Wow,
to the chest.
I don't know, man. Like, that's a hard call to make, though. For a
Yeah.
referee, it's
Well,
so
again,
bang,
when you see a helmet fly,
off,
yeah, that's
absolutely. You're thinking safety first. I don't
you
blame the ref.
you've seen three judges throw that.
Absolutely.
And I mean, we had to replay it a couple times to see for sure ourselves. So they don't have the benefit of that down there.
Pass is incomplete.
Well, regardless, that was a huge 3rd and 20.
Bart with the coverage. 3rd down.
And now in the shadow, almost a shadow of their own goalpost, the Senecas.
Inside of 4 minutes to play here in the game.
No, this is going to be
3rd and 20 coming up.
20.
They've converted on 3rd and 19 earlier in the game. Let's see if the magician can pull a rabbit out of his hat once again. Empty backfield. 5 receivers set for the Senecas. Schultz has pressure, steps up, delivers it down the field. He just throws it away there. As Klaus, I think, was the intended receiver, but
incomplete.
Sometimes that's one of those plays where, as a receiver core, you're looking downfield where a guy's athleticism is almost more than what you kind of accounted for, because that was a heck of an athletic play by Schultz in that throw on the run.
Yeah, to be able to throw it. He overthrew everybody pretty much.
Yeah.
On the run. That's impressive.
As I said, you can't expect to try to keep up with that one downfield.
that's our first timeout of the game. Timeout's brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. As Tiffin Calvert takes a timeout here on this 4th and 20, we'll take this time to thank our sponsors. Thanks to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Buckeye IT, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Relax and Revive Salon and Spa, Hope in Fostoria, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lee's Floor Covering, Little Hugo's, 5-Star Maintenance, DAH Wraps, CLOUSE Electric, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, WEBSTER Industries, and Burns Electric, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And Greggy, where were we last night? You got that?
That's where we were at, yeah.
How was your food?
It put me to sleep.
Yeah, same. I got the case of tacos.
I got home, stuffed my little face, and
oh, I love it. It was so good. Thanks to Lisette Torres and the fabulous staff at XCARET Mexican Restaurant for a great night. Run back with a huge punt. This one goes all the way back to the 25. And Klaus absolutely levels Heyman after he decided to pick it up and run with it. I'd have just let that one go.
Connor, you're fired for not catching that one.
Well, here's the thing.
Mohawk.
Here's the thing is you flip the field.
That was huge, Tommy, because they did. They flipped the field.
You flipped the field, but the one thing we didn't account for, Nate, is as you read off our fantastic community-minded sponsor list, was that was the first time out.
Yeah.
And we're talking 341 can be an eternity here at the high school football level, especially if you got some timeouts in your pocket.
Yeah, if you've saved them all for this moment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now that you flip the field, this is almost a brand new ball game, boys, as you're each going to get a couple shots with it here. But Mohawk, with the way they've been driving and the way they've been playing, just take your time here. Try to make this a huge sustainable drive and get out of here. Reverse option.
Like the little shovel pass there.
I think that was Braxton Frisch on the carry. Good up to the about the 28-yard line.
Official timeout.
And another timeout here on the field. Officials timeout, as looks like possible cramping here from one of the players. We'll see. Oh, yeah. That's a cramp. That one hurts.
Yep.
I didn't get a chance to see who it was, but I did notice John Schumacher was the last one on the field there as he came in late. I'm not sure if there was an equipment issue or not, but...
Well, how about the fact that the last punt before this one was blocked?
Yeah.
And then the Senecas come out, sure up that line, and then have the best punt of the night here when they need it the most.
Let's see if Eric Hall's listening in. We'll try to send it down to him here if they're ready.
Looks like he might be ready here.
See if we can maybe use his earbud mic, because that might be working a little bit better than the one on the camera.
Yeah, I don't have that one synced up right now. So
for whatever reason, that one's not coming in on the camera, so we'll have to use it. There we go. We got you. Hey, fresh from the moon, Eric Hall.
Yeah.
So, hey, what's up, man? How's this one going?
Enjoying this game from up there, man, because I'm enjoying this game from down here. This is awesome down here, man.
Oh, yeah. I love being down on that field.
Second year on the sidelines for you, Eric. Talk about your experience from last year and how you think that might translate into this year.
Yeah, last year was my first year ever doing anything like this, so I was very uncomfortable. I'm settling in a little bit now. Hopefully I don't still sound like I'm in a treehouse, but yeah. As far as this game goes, today, man, this game down here, it's been big play after big play. This is exactly what you asked for to start out the high school season, man. This is just exactly what that we were hoping to get here tonight. So,
big time game. Couple of big-time teams. Thanks again, Eric, for checking in with us on the sideline. Once again, thank you to Austin Rodriguez also for running the camera down there. She's getting those action shots, the real up-close, crispy shots you see. Yeah, that's Austin down there doing a great job for us. Also, huge shout-out to Connor Roush, Mr. Details, on the main cam tonight.
Clock continues to roll.
Bogner takes the snap.
Oop.
Left side, nothing doing there as the defense comes up with the stop. Billy Klaus in there on the play, as well as big number 71, Wyatt Weicker.
Now we're under 3 minutes, guys.
Yeah, there's no sense of urgency. Just playing this one.
Bogner, pump fakes, rolls to his right, gets it away downfield, nearly picked off. Schumacher was there.
Two of them.
Logan DeMoss there as well. And it just comes up empty. Fourth down coming up here for Mohawk, and I don't think they have much of a they don't have a choice.
I know.
Yeah,
2:42, 4th and 8. I mean,
it's not
this
ball
ball game
territory
right here. Well, it's Tommy. There's 2:42 left in the game. What are you gonna if you give the ball back to him? If you don't come up with a stop, game's over.
And if you do come
Who called that timeout? Mohawk?
That was Calvert that called timeout. So Mohawk still has all 3 timeouts. So, I mean, I guess.
I mean, you forced them.
Yeah, they're going to go for it.
You forced Calvert in a couple.
4 receiver set. Bogner rolls to the left. Looking. Steps up. He's going to go for it. He takes off. He's got the first down. Lowers the shoulder and delivers the boom.
Tough as a $2 steak, Bogner makes his way downfield and commands respect as he turns the chain, as he resets the chains for this Warrior offense on a huge 4th and 8. Clock continuing to roll. Fresh set of downs for the Warriors. Bogner in the gun. Mulholland on his hip. Mulholland leading the charge with a block.
And Bogner takes a few hits as he comes down right around the 42-yard line. Drug down from a defender, and then while he was still fighting for extra yards, took a couple shots there. And I tell you, he's taking a beating in this one. He'll feel it tomorrow.
If you Calvert, I don't know if you call the dogs off. I mean, you got to play to win, not play not to lose.
That's right.
You got a 2-point advantage. Now you're starting to be under 2 minutes here. And look at that. Bogner. Oh, my goodness. Bogner.
Bang. Bogner will not be denied.
First down.
You talk about lowering the boom. Oh, my goodness. Putting the team on his back and a few Calvert defenders as Bogner moves the chains once again, advancing the Warriors past midfield. Bogner in the gun now.
Ball at the 44. Bogner back to pass. Looking. Loads it up over the middle. Uh-oh. Chester comes up with the catch at the 29-yard line.
Wow.
1:12 left to play. They got to get it back up there.
I can't believe that ball got in there to him.
Yeah.
You also hold on to these timeouts because you do have the advantage. Both these teams have depended and counted on their defenses to keep them in this one. And now Coach Reeser and this Calvert squad counting on their defense to keep them and stand tall as Bogner rolls out.
Wow, they're going to call it a catch. Wow.
Catch made at the 21-yard line by Kane Heyman. Just shy of the first down.
They're not going to call it out of bounds in Sycamore.
My goodness, guys. They just had fourth down here on this side of the field. And look how quickly they've just advanced.
But still, 49 seconds left.
That's what I'm saying. Is oh, man.
This is white knuckle time right now. Bogner takes the snap,
goes
up
ahead.
the middle. No gain on the play. Actually, they'll give him a yard. They do give him a yard. And a timeout called by Mohawk. Timeouts presented by
Mohawk.
Hope and Fostoria. And I tell you what, this one is going to come down to the last play.
We don't have to hope for a great game here.
No, we didn't have to hope for that at all.
So close you can feel it, as we want to thank you once again for allowing us to be in your living room or be wherever you're at watching this great game on Heart of Ohio Sports, live and paywall free. You're watching the Calvert Senecas and the Mohawk Warriors in week 1 on Thursday Night Football, and it's been a slobber knocker between these two backyard rivals as the Senecas lead 14-12 as the Warriors try to drive and come out with the win here at home. And man, like we talked about, Greg, they were on about their own 20 with 1 minute and 31 seconds left, and now have flipped themselves all the way down into enemy territory.
I just feel like this team always plays with such confidence, and there's a good reason why. Look at the way they can execute.
And that comes from great coaching as well, Greg. We talked about that season last year for these Warriors, trying to get these players in their roles. And
Bogner in the shotgun, 3rd and 1. Takes the snap, keeps it, breaks the tackle. He's got the first. Ball came out. No, it didn't. He still got it. He still got it. He got the first down to the 14-yard line.
So stop until they reset the chain.
32 seconds left. Clock continues to roll. Shotgun set, 4 receivers. Bogner back to pass, rolls to his left, looking, steps up. Now he's going to take off to the right.
He's got some open room.
They come up with the stop. They keep him inbound
16
at the
seconds.
9-yard line. Wow. Timeout called with 14 seconds left. Mohawk takes a timeout. Brought to you by Hope and Fostoria. I tell you, woo.
That last timeout by Mohawk, what that does, even with 14 seconds left, is you can if you run it, it's done. If you might have a chance for a little screen or some kind of.
I think they still got one left, don't they?
I think so.
I think they still got one.
I thought that was a third.
I think Calvert took one, and then they've taken 2.
Okay, that was Calvert timeout.
I think so.
First one was a Calvert timeout. That's the 2 since have been Mohawk. I think they still have one. I think Eric Daniels still has one in his back pocket, and that is huge because that's
what I said.
Opens up the playbook.
That opens up the
completely.
playbook because you can't run it on this play.
14 seconds
if you
left.
didn't have the timeout.
2nd and 5.
Especially with the way these rollouts are designed, these keepers, they take time to develop. You got to get blockers in place. That you watched right there how much time that took as Bogner kind of found the closed lanes. Turned on the Jets the other way.
Once again, we're live here at Warriors Field. This is not the only game going on tonight. We'll take a look at the First National Bank of Sycamore scoreboard, as when we do that, we take a look around the area at other scores. Tonight, there's only really one other game in this area, and that's Winford and Galleon. In the fourth quarter, the Tigers of Galleon lead the Royals of Winford 21-20. So another really good game going on.
That's what I was just going to say.
What is it about Thursday Night Lights? Bogner. Back to pass, rolling, steps up, delivers it.
Oh, wow.
Touchdown!
Wow.
Kane Heyman brings it in the front corner, and they call the touchdown. Hang on, what's the call?
Is that laundry over there in the corner or
I
not?
see some laundry. There is a flag. Offensive pass interference.
I told you, I seen that flag thrown right there in the corner pylon.
I saw the push-off. There was definite separation between the receiver and the defender. Kane Heyman did not agree with it, though. Let's take a look.
That's what I seen here.
See if we can catch it on camera if there's any separation.
As you see here, looking right to the corner here.
Oh, you didn't get
flag comes out right there at the pylon.
Yeah.
As soon
the defender.
But he calls a touchdown. He threw the flag.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's got to finish.
Got to finish the call.
Yeah.
I know. Got to finish the call.
Stop.
I've been there, brother.
And a timeout called by Calvert. Ball at the 24-yard line after the penalty. So you talk about from one end of the emotion scale to the other. For both teams.
And now
Mohawk went from elation to now you got 24 yards to pick up to get the touchdown.
And that's kind of how this whole game has been. Just
my goodness.
Both teams. Calvert takes the lead, gives up 12 unanswered points.
This is what
gets the lead back.
This is what you hate. That's why you hate that one of these teams have to lose. Is because what do you really take away from this game? I thought both teams executed very well here tonight. It's just that, again, it's a shame one of these teams have to lose. As this one, man, that's been a litmus test for to start the season.
Both of these teams laying it all on the line here tonight, and I'm impressed by what I saw out of both squads.
It's like Tommy said, it's awful that one of them has to lose because I like watching both of these squads.
I know. I'd love to watch this game. Like, can we just play this again 10 more times? Like, I'd be okay with that. This is great.
Let's just do a traveling series. We'll go to different stadiums.
9 seconds left.
Isn't that how football actually got started? Right? Just like, get on the train. You got 26 more games in the next 3 days.
The Duluth Eskimos.
We need to get to Chicago and then back to Boston.
Canton Bulldogs.
Shotgun formation. Second and doesn't matter. Bogner back to pass. Rolls to the left.
He's got time.
Looking. He's past the line of scrimmage. He better not throw it. He's past the line. Yep, that's a penalty.
Oh, wow. I don't think he realized where he was at.
And that's going to be the end of the game. That's it.
Wow.
That's the ball game.
Yeah.
That is it.
There's a flag on the play.
Yeah.
But it's going to be on the Warriors.
Hang on.
The offense.
Yeah, Calvert's got to get off the field. I don't know what they're doing, but it's just game one, guys.
Yep.
Game is over.
End of the game.
That's the end of the game. So the Senecas are able to come away with a victory here on the road after trailing by 5 in the fourth quarter. They come back and come away with a win. And I tell you, this is a heartbreaking loss for Mohawk because they had victory right there.
And both of these teams, though, tonight.
Oh.
I mean, both gave it their all.
Wow.
One had to lose, like we talked about, and my goodness, what a game.
What a game. And I tell you, Tommy, we still got to come up with a player of the game. I don't know how we're going to do that. We're going to take a break here, guys. We take a timeout here. We might run a couple commercial spots. That way we can pay our bills here, guys. But we're going to talk about this. We got to figure out who the Little HUGO'S player of the game is. Don't go anywhere. We got the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Coming up next, you're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
We're watching high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin.
Experience the ultimate luxury treatment at Relax and Revive Salon and Spa. At Tiffin's largest salon and spa, we offer a full array of services to help you look and feel your best. From hair and nails to massages and skincare, we also accommodate groups and are the perfect place for bridal parties, girl days, and even date night. Everyone needs a little R&R. Enjoy some self-care at Relax and Revive Salon and Spa.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
Go, go, go!
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Little HUGO'S is Tiffin's longest-running ice cream store, in operation since 1949. A local family-owned business, you know them because of those famous shredded chicken sandwiches and their delicious fresh lemon slushes. Stop by today and take advantage of their convenient drive-thru, where you're sure to find something for the whole family to enjoy at Little HUGO'S on West Market Street in Tiffin.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking, even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
Buckeye IT Services is a trusted partner for cybersecurity, fully managed and co-managed IT support. Municipalities, financial organizations, and mature businesses turn to them to eliminate IT stress and enable growth. Visit BuckeyeIT.com today to start your partnership. All right, and we're back here at Warriors Field in Sycamore, Ohio. Final score today, Tiffin Calvert 14, Mohawk 12, after I won't say it was a controversial call, but a call that decided the game, if you will. Ben Bogner threw a touchdown pass to Kane Heyman, but the call was overturned as the receiver was called for offensive pass interference, and they backed the ball up, and they just were not able to punch it in after that. So disappointing end for Mohawk because they really fought so hard in this one, Tommy. This was a back-and-forth game all game long, defensive slugfest when we kind of both, I think all of us kind of expected to see some fireworks here tonight. We did, but it was on the opposite side of the ball that we expected to see. So just exciting to watch this game play out the way it did. But, you know, it had to have been disappointing for young Ben Bogner, or for Ben Bogner and Kane Heyman to see that call overturned there at the end of that game, Tommy.
Oh, absolutely. Again, a heartbreaker for the Warriors at home to kick off their 2023 campaign. But this one was back and forth, tooth and nail for a full 48 minutes. And, again, it's those little things that you do during the game that make all the difference. And you do the little things right, the big things will happen. And I think the big things that happened out on the field tonight was due in part to our player of the game here tonight. That's Mr. Carter Wolf. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing great.
There you go. The Wolf of Madison Street in the flesh. Our Little Hugo's player of the game. Carter, what a heck of a game here today, man.
Thank you.
Talk about the back and forth in this game. As announcers, I mean, we're up here, we're sweating just watching you guys. But, you know, as this game wears on, what was your mentality towards the end of this game as your backs are kind of against the wall? What were you guys saying to each other to stay in this game?
I mean, to start the game, obviously, we came out, hit him with the punch, got on the board early. And then, like you said, we just went back and forth. But Coach Reeser kept us composed. There's a lot of talking out there. But, I mean, we just stayed composed, followed our game plan, and came out with the win.
Nice. So this is a little bit, for you, you're stepping into a bigger role this year, wide receiver role. You've got some big shoes to fill from last year, a couple of guys moving on. Talk about your role this year, leadership included, but also just stepping into this bigger role for you. What does this mean to you as a Seneca?
I mean, it means everything to be out here. That's my family out there, obviously. We're all very close. We all got each other's back. But, I'm just trying to always stay positive out there. I mean, I made a couple mistakes out there. Our teammates made a couple of mistakes out there. But, I mean, we just kept going. And I just try to stay positive. That's how I try to be a leader.
And I think that was exactly how this game played out. You recognize mistakes. We had a couple turnovers there. But the way you respond in the face of that adversity, that's what makes all the difference. And tonight, I believe that was due in part a lot to what your
there we go.
The way you kept your composure and the way that you performed here tonight. Not afraid to stick your nose in there, get down and dirty in the muck. You like playing over here in the grass field and out in the boondocks and in the farm?
I'm not going to lie. I mean, I was slipping out there. I prefer our home field. But, I mean, we'll play exactly. We'll play anywhere.
I was going to say, if you're not into living out in the country, you sure smell like a farm animal. Had yourself a heck of a game out there. As once again, our Little Hugo's player of the game, Carter Wolf, tremendous in the reception category, tremendous defensively. I mean, you put together a tremendous game in each phase of the game, young man.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So, Little Hugo's, what's your go-to? What you getting?
I mean, I was there like last week. I'm not gonna lie. There's this like Aaron's peanut butter crunch thing. I mean, that's good, and I always get a pretzel. So I mean, they hook it up over there.
That's like pretzel game.
Well, you'll have a $10 gift card coming your way. I'll make sure Steve Reeser gets that for you. He gets it over to you. Once again, thank you, Carter.
Thank you so much for
Appreciate your
having
efforts today. Thanks
Coach
for
Reeser
coming
might
up.
hold that over his head and be like, hey, a couple more TDs,
Thanks again, Carter.
No
Appreciate
problem.
your time tonight. Once again, Carter Wolf,
Good job.
our Little Hugo's player of the game. And a big-time performance here today by not just Carter Wolf, but also these Senecas. I mean, Tommy, you want to talk about battle-tested? This is what you mean when you talk about battle-tested. This is a battle, and now they're tested. And now they go into a Week 2 matchup against Monroeville next week on the road, 2 straight road games. But now you got to feel like this team has a little bit more confidence heading into that next game.
Well, here's the thing, too, is, again, you always lose out in some way to graduation. But now this is definitely a Calvert season and campaign where those excuses are off the table. You got a lot of guys growing into those roles that they had to assume in their younger playing years. And now in your senior campaign, guys like Harrison Schultz really showed up and showed out here tonight to keep their squad into it, especially after those couple of turnovers.
Yeah.
That's easy to get in your own head. It's easy to shy away from the game plan. But I think the Calvert Senecas saw this one out for a full 48 minutes. And we also
Should I take this? Should I take this?
and the Senecas were able
go
to
ahead.
come away with the win here tonight.
Do we have Coach
14-12.
Mike Lento on the post-game show here?
Oh man, I'm on the post game show.
You're live, Coach.
Yes,
you
you
are
are.
live.
Oh,
That's what you get for calling me when you know I'm working.
That's what you get when you're spying on the other squads already.
Oh no!
Live and paywall free. You're hearing it right here live, folks. These guys are doing some scouting off of the hoots.
Oh no!
Lakota head coach Mike Lento joining us on the program. Well, briefly, Coach, let's get your thoughts on this game. What do you think? Classic MAL
fantastic.
rivalry matchup here.
I mean, it's week one stuff, man. It's awesome. It's great to watch, and it's great to see, and kids are competing right now. I mean, and I think I watched you guys last night talk about it, you know, when you were at XCARET and just the SBC River and actually these small schools in the area right now, they've got probably, in my opinion, some of the best athletes around to compete week in and week out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to see a great football game, find a small school, Division 6, Division.
Yeah, you're right, Coach.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent.
And go watch it, because you're going to see stuff, and you're going to see guys shutting people down, and just great respect for both programs. I watched, but I was calling you to you know, I know you guys got a little upset on the you guys know when, I don't know the play, but the guy got his helmet knocked off, and it was a Schumacher hit a big block, and so I want to let you know that they've changed the rule now in Ohio.
Okay.
So NHSFA and OHSAA have changed the rule. You have to, so the defensive player is no longer just an offense.
We lost you a little bit there, Coach. What was that? So a defensive player is no longer just an offensive
or defensive person. It can't be a guy going up for a catch. You can no longer just unload your shoulder at him.
No,
you have to. No, yeah. So listen, I learned this in our first scrimmage from the officials telling us this. Wow. You have to come in. You have to go open hands, and you have to it's kind of like a finesse deal. It's kind of like, it's weird, because I asked the officials, I go, listen, so what crew is going to have a different opinion on this? Because that's what makes it hard on kids and coaches.
Yeah.
So when I watched it, I'm like, and I saw it live. Mm-hmm. I saw it live. I'm like, oh, that's a flag, and the flag came out, and now us old school guys are going, what a great freaking block.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I was like, you know what?
Oh, what a block.
I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, I'm glad my playing days are over, because there goes half my arsenal.
Right.
My technique.
But now, they get, and like I said, they're trying to protect kids.
That's good.
And we get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you have to come in with open hands, and you can't launch yourself at a player anymore.
And the arms have to be extended, right?
Again, that's up to the officials.
Yeah,
that's the judgment.
Yeah,
right there.
Judgment call, and it's just, oh man.
Well, and that's the thing too, is again, you know, people. It's easy to be a fan in the stands and call it, than to actually go to an officiating class, get those certifications. And I really do think that even with the shortages we may have in the game itself, I do appreciate the time and the effort a lot of these officials put forward into establishing these rules, and also making sure that they're carried out. And, you know, it's never going to go the way you want it to.
Yeah.
But like you said, Coach, at the end of the day, we're looking out for the safety of the players, regardless of whether or not it affects the outcome of what team we want to win.
Absolutely. And I was just calling to let you guys know, like, I know you guys are doing more games before, you know, tomorrow you got a big game with Tiffin Columbia and Fremont Ross. And so, I just want to hey, listen, guys, here's how the rules change, so you guys understand it, you know.
Yeah,
and
I think that's awesome.
We can agree with it. We can't disagree. We can disagree with it, but it is what it is. And I watched it, and I loved your guys' animation. I loved your guys' questioning about it. I'm like, I gotta call him. I gotta let him know.
But see, that's the kind of stuff we love about this. You know, you being able to call into the program during the live stream. I mean, this is just, you don't get this anywhere else. There's no other media in this area that offers what we're offering right here. And this is just, this is unprecedented kind of coverage you're getting here.
Well,
to have a coach from an opposing team call in to clarify a call on the field. I mean, that's just, we're in the 21st century, folks. We're here.
Coach Lento, again, I know you're going to be busy this season. You got a busy 10 weeks yourself. But anytime that you're not on the sidelines and you're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, it's always an open invitation for our little segment for the post games called Lento Lets Loose. And we look forward to some of those little tidbits. So open invitation anytime, brother, and we appreciate your call and your insight. It's valuable.
I'm an open book, and I love what you guys do. And I tell you what, doing this stuff that you guys do and doing what we've done and the camaraderie we have as coaches, and just it's kind of bringing back the old school ways.
Yeah.
When you hear like the legendary coaches like the Shane Jacobys and all these guys that we used to go trade film at this place, and we used to do this, and we all of us coaches met here, and
Yep.
you know I've got a lot of respect for again. I mean, Reeser and
you bring
know,
him up,
all-
Coach. I just want to stop you real quick. Reeser mentioned that about all these coaches that met up when it used to be Megan's Alpine. Because we met at Benchwarmers for the show, and he's like, man, this takes me way back. Because all us coaches, you know, Kyle Trulio and Ed Phillips, all us coaches, we'd all get together, and it would be there at Megan's Alpine. And it's just, yeah, you're right. It does kind of bring it back to those days of, you know, everybody just kind of has that chemistry, and everybody has great relationships with each other. It's a great feeling to be a part of this. And I just can't thank you enough, Coach.
I appreciate what you guys do. I meant to just call you. I thought you'd be on your way home, maybe wrapping up. I got part of the live show, and it was just an education piece because I got educated 2 weeks ago. I'm like, okay, yeah.
I was gonna say that makes me feel better that he just found out, so now I don't feel so bad for not knowing.
I'm like, okay, so I'm like, now I'm questioning the rule. I'm trying to bend the rules with my guys. So this guy does this, so we have to wrap him up with a finesse him, but we can bring him down hard, right? And so you guys are awesome, and listen, I will be sponsoring your show here definitely throughout the year. So thank you.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate everything, Coach. We'll get back with you soon. I think we're going to catch up with you here in a couple weeks. So
yeah, we will.
Yeah. All right. Thanks again, Coach. Appreciate your time.
All right,
Once
buddy.
again,
We'll see you guys.
Lakota Raiders head football coach Mike Lento joining us on the post-game show, brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union.
Going to show that, again, Heart of Ohio Sports, this was the game that everybody was watching, and we just want to thank you once again for watching, as this one definitely delivered as we continue to try to deliver more great high school football. Because I tell you what, I mean, I'm a little biased. I couldn't imagine living in like a Pennsylvania, Indiana, any state really, that isn't Ohio or Texas for high school football. Yeah. Because, again, you look it up. Look at the amount of Hall of Famers that are in the Hall of Fame. What states are they from? You got a state that's 4 times as big as Ohio, and you got just more Hall of Famers from the little Buckeye State. And, again, this is, Ohio, this is where football is at its finest. It's the birthplace of the game, and I couldn't be more excited to help continue to be, like Coach Lento said, be part of that lineage, be part of that community, and, have a platform for these young athletes to be showcased on. And, the game means a lot.
Absolutely.
It means a lot to me. It means a lot to everybody else. And hopefully it means a lot to all of you that tune in and watch and keep this live and paywall free for you.
That's right. Absolutely. All right, guys, let's take a moment, thank all of our sponsors once again before we wrap things up here. I want to give a shout out and a thank you to our presenting sponsors. Your pregame show brought to you by XCARET Mexican Restaurant. Halftime show was brought to you by Buckeye IT Services. And the announcer camp tonight brought to you by Relax and Revive Salon. You are tuned in to the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union post-game show. We'll go ahead and thank all of our sponsors here. Thanks to Hope in Fostoria, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lee's Floor Covering, Little HUGO'S, 5-Star Maintenance, DAH Wraps, CLOUSE Electric, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, WEBSTER Industries, and Burns Electric, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. All right, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for week. Well, no, we still got one more, don't we?
We got to get in tomorrow night.
Let's go. All right.
We can sit here, reminisce, and hand out flowers all we want.
Double
but
dose.
Tomorrow night.
That's going to do it for night one of week
one. Of week one. We'll be back at it tomorrow night, live from Fremont Ross, Don Paul Stadium. Wow. It's been a long time since I've been there. I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, I'm glad they let us come there.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really excited.
Yes. Huge shout out. Thank you to head coach Chad Long and the athletic director, athletic staff over at Fremont Ross for graciously opening their doors and welcoming us in for tomorrow's broadcast. Make sure you tune in. 6:45 pregame show, 7 o'clock kickoff, Tiffin Columbian, Fremont Ross, right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. That's going to do it for Austin Rodriguez, Eric Hall, Connor Roush, the Wizard, Greg Kinn, and Tommy Hall. I'm Nate Mullins, signing off from Warriors Field. Once again, your final score, Tiffin Calvert 14, Mohawk 12. Have a great night, everybody. You've been watching Heart of Ohio Sports.